What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Right.
Guys, can you hear me? Shh.
Habibis.
Let's clap. Let's clap.
Ananda, we clapped for you, Ananda.
We clap.
Let me look at these waiting room Habibis, waiting room babies.
What are the babies doing? What's
Dude,
up,
there's
guys?
so many Habibis. Drew Dragon, Manu Rickies, you know, Max, HN, so many people. Oh my God, there's so many actually. Nah Biggie, there's a guy named Nah Biggie. Diligent Dabber here, obviously.
Drew Dragon,
Lance
do
Anthony
you get
here.
him? You get him? Katie Claire, what's up?
What up, what up,
Slash
what up?
Jason.
Sammy Beans. Sammy Beans!
Yo,
you know,
guys,
good old Sammy Beans.
Got a big show today. Obviously.
Big show.
Big show.
Big things.
lot
Katie
of influencers. Really, they're poor, Amish. They're poor. They must need money because that's the only explanation for what I'm seeing. They're shilling.
Is this a tough?
cryptos
It's a
left and
tough
right.
market, dude. Like the fact that you have what are you 300,000?
No.
People
We're talking
can't
about
do
people with millions of subscribers.
Yeah, which you
can't.
will
They
be
can't get the
6
money.
months.
No, but they can't pay off the Lambo. They got to get that cash, dude.
That's
That
where you are modest. You
Crypto
will not end up like them.
cash. Dude. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Is the second
yeah,
I can get a Lambo?
Dude, it's so good that we do the graphics. You know, we do the digital space. Like we do the digital.
What?
Like, I got the digital ashram. I have a bus going through space. You have a Lamborghini at the at the
Flying
detectives.
Lamborghini. Yeah.
Flying Lamborghini. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, what
Be
are these
precise.
idiots spending their money on, and then they have to do a scam?
Yeah, it's
Foolish.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Foolish.
Yo, speaking of scams, guys, speaking of big news that came out today,
Tell us.
I can't not talk about this, okay? It pissed me off.
All right,
Cosby.
Yeah, I texted this to you.
Cosby, dude.
Yeah.
The man's out like it never happened.
out.
What happened?
Is it out?
Bill Cosby's he's walking around a lion let back into the forest. An old lion, yes.
Yeah.
But this man's sexually a predator.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Well,
he's
definitely. But allegedly, definitely.
You think so, right? I mean, I think he just got off on a technicality.
No, sorry, Amish. 60 people made it up.
No way. Good.
60.
No, just checking, dude. Because when I was doing stand-up, there was a guy that came around and he goes, "Oh, Cosby faked it," and oh no, all the girls are faking it. Like, there's people who just believe nonsense like that. But
Look,
he
fake
definitely
accusations happen, but it's
Not
like
fa- not
60. 60. Come on.
did it. And it's just the whole thing. It's too weird to just say. Like, if it was just like,
Well, they convicted
he touched
him.
me.
Dude, this is
we're talking
killing
about
me.
sleeping pill. Like, we're talking about he has a system and everything. Like, it's like he did it. He's wild. He's a psycho.
I think the judge was just like, Cosby, look, I loved you as a comedian. I'm just going to let you off.
I think, well, he's what the judge is like. The judge is like, the people need Cosby show. Is that what you think? The judge, but it was just overturned on a technicality.
Now they're saying, why was he released? What happens now? And could he be in line for a payout? A payout?
A payout.
He's going to get paid for this?
Don't tell me they owe him money. It was just thrown out on technicality. That's what
Dude,
they said
his
on
lawyers
Fox
are so hardcore. He goes, you owe me money.
Dude, the lawyers came out like, we did it.
The
Nailed
legal
it.
system is so pay to play, it makes me sick.
Is that what it
Okay.
is, though, you think? I think.
Well, we'll read it. No, it's not exactly. There's a prosecutor issue. There's like a
Yeah,
whole
it
thing.
seemed like a technicality, like one
Yeah.
of those things that you can't, like,
Okay.
we
so
want to
look.
be mad at someone, but it's hard to be mad at someone. But sorry, go
No,
ahead.
no. It's fine to be mad at a guy who got convicted of 3 felonies.
Him for sure. On the legal system side, I'm just like, a lot of times these cases go to the court, and then in court they're like, oh, okay, so technically we don't have anything. And then
No,
I'm
they
always
had
just like,
stuff. No, they did a
have stuff.
prosecutor deal because he was going to do his 5th Amendment right. And they said, okay, we won't prosecute if you don't waive your 5th Amendment. So you gave up the prosecution. And he goes, yeah, I did it. And they go, okay, we got you. And he goes, well,
yeah,
I got you.
yeah, that's what she was saying at the end.
Like, no, dude.
She goes. Now he can't plead the 5th. Gloria Allred. I was hearing her on. She was
Yeah,
on
what
Fox
kind of
too.
win is that? Aha! He has to admit all the crimes he's done. We only had to promise that we wouldn't punish him for it. It's like, what?
The society knows he is not righteous. That's, dude. You know, there was a time where that meant something. Where it's like the whole society knows that he is not righteous.
No,
He admitted
who
the
cares?
truth.
Who cares, dude? This guy should be rotting in jail.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
see.
it's terrible.
Mr. Cosby
Terrible
has
guy.
always denied any guilt and said he would rather serve the maximum sentence of 10 years than express remorse for the alleged 2004 incident. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, let's see. Justice David Wecht, writing for a split court, said Mr. Cosby had relied on the previous prosecutor's decision not to charge him when he gave his deposition. Added, overturning it was the only remedy that comports with society's reasonable expectation of its elected prosecutors. What?
It's so complicated. It's like complicated legal shit. This happens with all the kids. This is why Gian Gomeshi got off too.
No, it's just look. I promise you, if Cosby was broke, they would have never had this problem prosecuting him. That's the thing. I put on my Twitter account. I said, look, it's a pay-to-play system, and everyone goes, no, there was like this complicated thing with like the prosecutor, and I'm saying, no, that complicated stuff happens because his defense lawyer is throwing enough like spikes on the road to where the prosecutor trips up, they screw themselves up, and then Cosby gets away.
So you're saying Allred, Gloria Allred,
no,
famous.
Dude, this is about to happen. This is about to happen with Theranos girl, the Elizabeth Holmes. Did you read that? She's gonna get away, dude. I'm calling it now. God. Theranos girl getting away. You know she's still not in jail. This happened years ago.
Dude, you know her dog has an Instagram account?
No, she's always going, hey, I'm pregnant. I can't go to jail. I can't go to trial.
She's such a psycho that she just goes, I need to get pregnant. Like she's like, how do I stay out of jail? I need to get pregnant. And dude, her whole online persona now is like, I'm just a cutesy girl. Living my life. I got my dog. I got my boyfriend. I love him. And the boyfriend's family is so pissed. He's like a real estate mogul's kid. I mean, I don't know if she's still dating the same guy, but it does seem like she's such a psycho coming out of Theranos. And then now she's just made up a new life. She said, like, I'm just a nice family girl. I'm having a kid.
Oh, no one is buying that though. But my point is she should be in jail. So she goes, it goes, in my opinion, Theranos, look, check this out. So Theranos basically asked prospective jurors. This is the kind of stuff that a hardcore defense lawyer will ask that nobody else has access to. This is what I mean by pay to play. Lawyers for disgraced Theranos ex-CEO Elizabeth Holmes want prospective jurors to answer 112 questions about their social media habits, whether they subscribe to Netflix, if they've called into a radio show, and they want to know if jurors have read books on the Theranos scandal. In other words, if you know anything about this scandal, you're disqualified.
Yeah. That's
and like a normal defense attorney that's getting paid like a couple $100, he's going, or a couple $1,000. Maybe even 10,000. It's not worth his time.
You know when I knew Gian Gomeshi was going to get off? When I saw his lawyer's headshots. And I said, she has fucking headshots? Why does this lawyer have fucking headshots? When I saw the headshots, I said, this guy's nothing's going to happen to him. They're so powerful, dude. They have headshots. They look like they're in suits. They basically hired a team, this law firm, the downtown law firm, and like make it like suits. And then she's just like sexy and bad, and I destroy you in court. And they're all like posing.
Gosh, dude.
I said, dude, there's no way. The public prosecutor's coming in. It's like,
he's
sorry,
like disheveled. His coat doesn't fit him. His suit doesn't fit him. His hair's a mess.
She has 3 personal assistants. Her personal assistant has a personal assistant. That's how rich she is. Dude, why does she have headshots? I don't need it. If just headshots, this should not be allowed, man. Ridiculous.
Headshots not allowed for lawyers. Listen, I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah. Who's the lawyer on his? Oh, his side? I don't know the lawyer. Was it that? It is like a thing in America, though, to be the lawyer. Like, it's like people are proud of it. They're like, I'm the lawyer that defends the guy that everyone knows is guilty. Dude,
that is true. That's like Alan Dershowitz, bro. He's like OJ Simpson. Totally did it. He's totally off. Jeffrey Epstein. I defended Jeffrey Epstein. Who else did he defend? He defended a bunch of people.
I don't know about Dershowitz. I know OJ Simpson's lawyer was the same though.
Didn't Dershowitz do OJ Simpson?
I don't think so. Dershowitz is though, like he is.
I'm pretty sure
he's been doing this for a long time. Because in his monologue in the Jeffrey Epstein documentary, his big monologue is like, I defend the guilty, I defend the criminal, I keep them out of jail. I understand the law so good. It's like a game that I have to play. I have to know the law so good that I could keep the baddest person out of jail. And it's like he's proud of it, kind of.
Right. Dershowitz was the member of the defense team for Harvey Weinstein. And for the impeachment trial of Donald Trump.
Great.
And the defense team for Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, Dershowitz, like, bro, the more guilty you are, Dershowitz is rock hard when he hears about how guilty you are. Like he goes, how guilty are you? You go, I'm innocent. I didn't do it. And he goes, get out of my office. I don't need it, dude. I don't need it.
Dude. It's like, you know his commercials? Like, hi, I'm Alan Dershowitz. Did you commit a crime for sure? Everyone knows it's obvious? Call me. I'll get you out. I'm Alan Dershowitz. Call Alan Dershowitz. He's like, I don't care if it's O.J. Simpson. I don't care if it's Bill Cosby. Alan Dershowitz will get you out. That's his slogan, dude.
Oh, no,
he doesn't give a shit.
dude. He doesn't.
He's proud of it. That's his monologue on that movie.
Brother, that's it, dude. That's it. He's a real life Better Call Saul.
He is. But Better Call Saul has a character arc. Actually, turns into a good guy. No?
Okay, I don't need your IMDb page on Better Call Saul. Okay.
We just need to make sure. I mean, Dershowitz going down in the end as a legit. Because in the documentary too, Dershowitz goes, if she sits on this documentary and says that I touched her under 16, oh, if she says that, oh, I'll tell you something. Next scene, she's like, I was 16 and he did it.
Well, like, you know, he sued her, right? He sued her.
Yeah, he did sue her over that. Yeah. The documentary,
watch out. You better watch out. He's going to sue you.
Allegedly. He's not going to sue me. Is he going to sue me?
But Dersh is known for like just suing random people. Like anyone talks about Dersh, he's hardcore. No, but my point is, yeah, you're right. You're right. High-powered enough lawyers. That's the point. You're off. And Bill Cosby is no freaking exception, dude. Scumbag with too much money. And you're gonna get off, dude. It's nothing. Didn't
even need Dershey. Didn't even call Dershey. He got off. Dershey's like, God damn it! I should have taken the case.
Bro, I really think there's nothing that you get enough power. There's nothing you can do that you would actually be locked up for.
No, you can buy your way out if you're rich.
You can buy your way out of anything, or you'll get the worst case is you get a Jeffrey Epstein deal where you go to the jail for part time. It's like you sleep at jail and then you leave in the morning. You go see your guards, whatever, like, and you go off and you go do your thing.
Dude,
and
his first time in jail was so chill. It was nothing. You know, he probably got more work done. The first time he went to jail, he probably said, you know what? I'm working out on time. I'm getting the workout in. I'm getting my productivity. I need to go to jail. Like, that's how the jail was. It was literally, he wakes up. It's like he probably did like first 2 hours of work. Ridiculous. Got everything done. He's like, all right, guys, I'm leaving. Goes for a drive along the beach. Just scouting.
Bro, can we look at this defense thing? What they do with these guys? Isn't it? So I'll never get tired of the Canes. Everything. They're able-bodied right up until they go to jail, and then all of a sudden they're completely.
Dude, Weinstein. It's too much. He's so overweight, and it's like bent over. He's like, where is it? Okay. He's so. Oh, I might fall. Like, it's just too. He's trying to be so endearing. Cosby, after he didn't say one word, eh? Every time they ask him a question, he looks over at the other, like, there's like some woman that's working for him, and she says it.
What do you think's gonna come back for like Cosby though? Because you know Simpson came back. He just came back on Twitter like nothing happened.
Oh,
O.J. Simpson, like he just came back.
So you think Cosby Show season 25 would be the big season 55 or whatever Cosby Show? That would be the biggest slap in the face right now. I think it's too much though. Nobody will do it.
I don't know.
Are
dude.
you saying? Are you predicting
they're doing a Kevin
Show?
Spacey movie?
Are you?
100%, dude. For enough money, they're gonna do another Bill Cosby show. Like, yeah, they'll hire him back if there's the money. If the money's there.
The problem is Netflix doesn't give a shit about cancel culture, but this is a step pretty far. But they don't give a shit. And then they're also just down to like remake old shows. Fresh Prince just got a remake.
Did you see? Did you see this, dude?
Let's see it.
Like, Kevin Spacey is still posting. I think he's still doing movies.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey. Mel Gibson too. Doesn't give a fuck. What
did Mel Gibson do?
Chris D'Elia's texting me.
I don't know if that's is that the same level? What did Mel Gibson do?
Mel Gibson.
Oh, he did some like anti-Semitic stuff or something.
Yeah, the recordings are there. He said Jews are like he said some pretty rough stuff about the Jewish people, the community, and he's to work in Hollywood, Stephen, in Hollywood. Can you imagine?
What's that supposed to be?
He smears the Jew.
My wife watched this show. My wife watches this show. You better watch your mouth, dude.
No, I'm offended for them.
Thank you.
Why isn't anyone shutting down Mel Gibson? Did I ever tell you?
This Cosby thing's going off the rails. Let's get this Cosby thing wrapped up. So I'm gonna go ahead and say guilty. Prosecutors screwed this up because, of course, when you have enough money, you can get out of anything. So that's my judgment. What did you think? I mean, did you read anything about it?
My judgment is going to be, I know I didn't read anything. I only watched the Fox News clip. It happened. I sent it to you. I saw 10 minutes of it. Dude, I'm not going to read an article.
Drink all over the screen just now.
I read an article.
I don't read anything. I watched the Fox News clip.
No, dude. But I just read this book. You got to read it. It's called Free Play. It's incredible. It's all about like creative art, collaborative art. Anyway, we'll get into it. But I didn't read anything on this article, Stephen. I am trying to read.
Guilty.
Basically, yeah.
Innocent.
No, for 100% guilty. And like his lawyers it was funny the way they said it on the Fox News thing, because the lawyers are like, we did it. We are vindicated. We are righteous. And then the Fox News guy's like, just to be clear, he just got off on a technicality. Like nobody's even saying he didn't do it or anything like that. Like nothing like that came out. And then he even had to admit it after that he did it. So he did it. He's guilty. He is guilty, but the legal system it slipped out and they can't get him.
The defense lawyers are just like high-fiving in the back. They're like, he totally did it, dude. We rock. We're so good at our job that we can get someone who's completely guilty off. That's how they treat their job. They go, they're like high-fiving in the back. They go, dude, we're crushing it right now. That guy probably did 70, not even 60, 70.
Yo, bottle of champagne from Dershowitz. They came out. Imagine they got it.
100%, dude.
Dershowitz going to put out a video saying, congratulations. I just wanted to let everyone know this is the legal system and it worked today.
Somebody should do like a legal kind of show like that where every time their guy gets off, they go, that guy totally did it.
Yeah. These guys
like you'd be a famous defense attorney for that. You'd be like, all my guys, all guilty, but they all get off.
Yeah, that's Dershy, baby. That's Dershy.
Yo, let's wrap this clip up, dude.
Wrap it up.
That's a good talk about Bill Cosby. I just wanted to talk to you guys about that.
That's a good chat. Those cutting events, current events just came in.
£5 from Christopher Flack. You should do something on influencer Belle Gibson. BBC just did something on her. She's faked having a cancer for likes. Apple was gonna make an app. What?
Yes, I heard about this.
Faked cancer for likes. $2 from Diligent Dabber. Remember, weed is designed to work with our bodies. $5 from BC.
Oh.
Get Amish a merch line ASAP.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Listen, the meditation was a huge success. So that when the next one comes out, there's got to be a T-shirt at least. Some kind of a God is great.
Read one.
Something. Hakeem Sif, $5. It's not fair. You have no rights, and he is not a lawyer. We just keep him here because he is fun. It's not fair. You have no rights, and he's not a lawyer. We just keep him here because he is fun. Hakeem, thank you for the $5. I don't know exactly what that means, but you know what?
It's okay, baby.
It's okay. It's fine. It's
$10, Zorro. My community
has
reconvened. Good to see my Babaji's
looking healthy and happy
tonight.
God is great. The energies are channeling in. The source energies are channeling in.
I think we just collectively decided the Me Too movement's over. I mean, it's very sad. I'm not happy about that, by the way. But I mean, I think it's like the cancel thing. Like, it's not sticking. This stuff isn't sticking.
No, none of it sticks legally. But socially, the damage is done. Like, think about the damage is done on his life, though. Because I mean, what is he gonna do? He's like humiliated. Everyone knows, and he'll never make a TV show.
Dude, he's gonna be.
That's all you get.
Look. He's gonna be just sobbing. Just I'm so sad.
Yeah.
Wiping away tears.
He will be. He is sad, and he will be sad.
No.
It doesn't matter how much money you have. I mean, you can't get them. It's kind of like Gian Gomeshi. He got off, but it's like he'll never work again because his whole audience was like super liberal. He'll never work again in his life. And he has to live at his mom's house.
Be surprised. All right, dude. We got to go to our main story right now.
Let's get it.
Main story, boys.
Tuck? You going tuck? What do you do? What's the main story?
Bro, this crypto stuff, dude.
Oh, let's get crypto. Let's get it.
We got to talk about this crypto. Okay.
The crypto community is great. I like it.
Yeah. Wait. Is Twitter back online? Because I need some tweets for this. Nope. Twitter's still down. Okay. Never mind. We're not going to Twitter yet. We're not going to that yet. Let's instead do... let's talk about, what do you want to do? You want to talk about this UFO swarms U.S. ship?
I mean, I tried to see the swarm. I couldn't tell. Let's throw it up. Let's watch it with the community. Because
okay, guys, this is a new UFO thing. So first of all, did you actually read the report from the Pentagon?
On this?
The
No.
new Pentagon report. So before we go into this, we should address there's been a Pentagon report that's been long anticipated. I read it. Absolute dumpster fire, dude. Trash. I don't know why we were waiting. It was a wet fart, dude. It had
it's nothing.
Nothing,
Oh.
dude. Nothing.
I thought this was the thing. This video was the thing.
It's supposed to be the big thing. No. This is not that. The Pentagon paper was on the Pentagon's findings, and they go, there are many unconfirmed findings, and we have to do more research. It is basically like it's like a homework extension. Basically, they told the teacher, like, give me 5 more years. I'll do some more research on this.
Homework extension, you
After
lazies.
this was supposed to be the big thing. They basically
Deadlines due, you idiots.
They go, we
That's
can't.
bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
When the government can't do their homework, what are the people going to do? How are the people? How are students supposed to do their goddamn homework? The Pentagon can't do their goddamn homework, dude. This is the issue. They always do this. They just go, it's going to take 10 more years to tell you that. Just tell us. Tell us the full thing. It's like, no, we're going to tell you that stuff in 15 years, and we'll tell you that stuff in 10 years. Just don't do. What is this?
Did you ever do that as like a kid? I feel like you might be the type to like go up to your teacher and be like, look, the Pentagon can't do their homework, so what do you expect me to do my homework? What are you kidding? In this world? Nah.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's what I would have done, and that's what students all across America are going to do, Stephen.
Yeah.
Because they can't do their goddamn homework.
None of them
and
are
like,
doing
just
it
tell
anyway,
the people.
dude. They're all on Zoom. They're not doing it.
They're all zooming, eh?
Yo. So let's check this out.
What's this swarm?
So
I
this
didn't
is
see
the
much of a
new
swarm,
thing.
though.
Jeremy Corbell's like one of the alien guys. In 2019, U.S. Navy warships.
Filmmaker. Yeah.
Sorry, he's a filmmaker. You're right.
He's a filmmaker,
No, you're right.
Stephen.
You're right.
Let's not call him a UFO kook or whatever you call him.
Well, he calls it weaponize your curiosity, extraordinary beliefs. Okay. Anyways, over the past 5 months, I've provided a large amount of cumulative and corroborative, he meant to say, visual data to support this fact. What I'm providing today is video footage captured from the deck of the USS Omaha by the onboard Viper team. What am I watching here?
This is the video of it, and I can't tell. Like, where's the swarm? They keep saying it's a swarm. Let's see it.
This is it, dude.
This is the swarm? There's 2 of them.
You're seeing like lights on a dockhouse, dude. What are you doing?
Dude, all the thumbnails on YouTube are like UFOs swarm. That's what they hail their thumbnails, like UFOs swarm Navy ship. We have the video. This is the video. It's nothing. It's like I can't see anything.
Dude, the clickbait on the alien stuff is so funny. Have you seen it?
I know.
Have you seen
so
it? They're
good.
like new alien info, and then it's a picture of a flying saucer over the White House, like crystal clear HD. It's like, and then the
I've seen
caption.
them, yeah.
The caption is like, "We've been visited," and it's like this. And you go watch the video, and it's this.
It's tabloid. It's like well, now the 2 of them are doing something. Those are the UFOs, though, eh? Oh wait, there's a third one. Swarm. There could be a swarm.
Dude. That looks
This
like
is
a
so like
plane.
Space Invaders.
That honestly looks exactly like a plane.
It's not even. Okay, what's going on? Dude, this guy calls himself a filmmaker. Hold it steady, bro.
He's probably calling his pilot in the air. He's like, "Do you see anything?" And the guy's like, "No, I can't see anything." And he's watching the pilot, like he's like freaking out. It's his guy.
So shaky. I don't know. The Tic Tac was better than this.
What do you guys think? Alien
What is
or
this?
nah? I'm saying
Alien
nah,
or-
dude. I'm real. I was here. The alien guys had me hyped up. They had me.
I know,
They
they
had
did,
me
they
hot
did.
and bothered about
The
aliens
swarming
coming to
US
my planet.
Yeah, the swarming the U.S. Navy warship. I was like, oh, the aliens are coming, and they're gonna tell the Americans to. Cool
Yeah,
it on the
dude. With hot
warship.
thumbnails like this,
I know.
it's like, dude.
Like, the aliens are here, and they're telling the Americans to cool it.
Bro, aliens literally caught flying around. do 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 do, and then you're like, all right, dude, let me check it out, and it's just that, dude.
It's never good though. It's not gonna be like that good. You know what I mean? Like life is too. It would just be too. Like I don't think it's gonna happen. There's just been too many like people lying about it for so many years. Like have you ever, you know, the National Enquirer? They just put out these stories. Like they consistently put out stories like this every single day, or maybe once a week they put it out. But if you go to the grocery store, they're like, Will Smith is an alien. We have the proof. They got it. So much shit. They just have so much national inquiry. They just
That's
make
like
out
David
like
Icke.
anyone hot. They just take David Icke says that Jennifer Lopez alien.
Why? Yeah, it's so dumb.
They just make up stuff, and then they'll make like a conspiracy. They'll show a picture, and they'll be like, "Look, what was that in her bag? Alien." Like some say it's this, some say it's an alien. It's kind of like, you know what? And then they televise that in the form of that show, Ancient Aliens. Have you seen that?
No,
that shit is good.
Really?
You ever seen Ancient Aliens?
No, dude. Is that good?
It's, you know what they do? They just do a mixture. It's like a mashup, but it's just funny that's on the History Channel. And it's just a mashup of like UFO sighting with like, could it have been Hitler's magic army that landed on the moon and then they've been building a base and then they came back to get us? Could it be?
Gosh, dude.
And then they'll just do the theories. Everyone will just, and then they'll
your
go.
guy like, okay, dude, hear me out.
Yeah.
What if? And you're like, all right, dude.
That's just the main guy, and then the other people are all scientists. First, he sets it up goofy, and then they go to the scientist. The scientist is like, yes, there was a theory where the people said that Hitler might have gone to the other side of the moon, and he's hiding there and building a base.
Yo, you got to see this chat right now. Have you seen chat recently, dude? Look at this. Otherworldly Dolly has the right take. They're using aliens. The alien topic to focus our gaze while they hide something in the background. I love it, dude. Aliens aren't even the thing. That's what she's saying. She goes, aliens are the cover up, dude. If aliens are the cover up, I want to know what,
dude.
What could you possibly cover up bigger than aliens,
dude? Should we just go as a channel? Should we just go conspiracy shit? Because it's good shit, though. It's so fun. It's research we could just do all day.
It is fun, dude.
It's so funny. I like it.
It is a good time. It's so goofy.
I really got to bring on the clips of Dan Aykroyd on Joe Rogan Experience, because he has 5 personal alien sighting stories. 5. And then he asked about Sasquatch. Is there Sasquatch? I got 2 of those. One in Colorado, one in Toronto. You can see Sasquatch, like Bigfoot twice.
Amazing. Incredible.
Just being banged over. But yeah, no, we got to go. It would be
Yo,
so
that
great.
was Diligent Dabber. That was Mrs. Diligent Dabber, dude.
Oh, wow.
She's got the right ideas. She's totally got the right ideas, Diligent Dabber.
That's true. That's true.
This is the stuff we need on this channel. This is the kind of energy we need right now.
They're educators. Diligent Dabber is a natural educator. He naturally cares to help the other people, and that is righteousness.
I'm dying to know what they're hiding. Look, dude, I'm trying to get my boy on, the guy that I was telling you, the conspiracy guy. I'm working on him, dude. I'm working on him.
Conspiracy guy.
He doesn't want to come. He doesn't want to come on. He doesn't want to come on. He goes, nah, dude, that guy, like, I don't want to be public. And he goes,
nah, dude, you don't know, man. They're watching.
Yeah.
There's this. Is there good?
Well, you talk to him, and 3 seconds in, he goes, you got to put your phone away. And you put it, and you're like, it's in my pocket. And he goes, no, in the other room. And you power it off. And you got to put it in this. And you go, what is that? And he goes, it's a Faraday cage. And you're like, what?
No.
What are you talking about?
What's the Faraday cage?
It blocks all signals. Blocks all
because Faraday did the experiment with the atom, and he, because one of the electrons.
I think we're going way off here. We're going
That's
off.
the Faraday experiment, isn't it? Where one of the electrons blocked the thing, and then that's how he made the shape of the electron. I don't know. The audience is going to figure it out right now. I'll tell you what. Someone's looking this up. Someone's looking this shit up. But Faraday figured that out. So this guy's got some kind of a box that blocks up. You know what, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is how, like, here's what we do. We start a conspiracy show, right? And this is the mistake I'm making in my real life, and the mistake maybe I'm making here. Let's bring them on and just talk to them like they are 100% correct. That's it. Like, and we don't say no or yes. We just kind of egg it on, because I feel like that's so much better in real life. Like, even in real life, someone's like telling me about just some bullshit story.
Anything.
If you come at them,
no, you can't.
Now you're fighting. It's a negative situation. People are upset. The party's a weird vibe. But if he starts telling you the conspiracy and you go, oh yeah, tell me more about that. Huh? Oh, that's interesting.
You gotta, yeah. Plus, dude, you never know when they're gonna be right, dude. You never know when they're gonna be right. Amish doesn't know what a Faraday cage is. People are shocked you don't know what that is, dude. Hey, this is an audience that knows what a Faraday cage is.
I'm talking about Faraday. What's the mechanics here? It's blocking the electron signal, the signals. It's blocking a signal. That's what it is, I think. PCDT info, $2. Did you hear about Drake Bell being a predator?
Oh, that's the Drake and Josh guy.
I did hear about that.
That's very sad. Very sad, dude. Yo, let's what do you say? Wrap this UFO clip?
Yeah,
I'd say UFOs not among us right now. Right now. I'm open to the new evidence, but you got to bring me, you can't bring me the swarm. Like the swarm was not good. Not a good video. We'll check out all the other videos. We're open-minded.
Look, let's open the doorway to UFO conspiracy shit. The community needs it. The culture needs it. And we have to, so let's get something wacky next week. I'm going to bring something wacky next week. Because, they're mixing in like fake cures in it too.
Oh,
I'll find out. If there's a fake cure UFO, we have to take it. We have to do it on the show. We have to react to it.
Yeah, of course.
It's reaction. It's good shit. All right, cool. We'll do that next week. What do we got now?
Wrap it up, dude.
Wrap it up, Ananda. Wrap it up, Ananda.
$10 Zorro was sad I couldn't make it to the Wake and Bake meditation. I was there in spirit, so hopefully I absorbed some of the wisdom anyways.
All good, baby. Love you anyway. And listen, there's actually people who the meditation was great, and it was a beautiful show. Thanks for coming. A lot of people couldn't get in, and listen, stay tuned. I'll have an announcement for how we're going to do the next show. It might just be free on YouTube now. It's just too beautiful of a service. People had visions, Stephen. People had visions.
Wow.
They said they went to God and came back. Ego death is the last meditation.
You should feel good about that.
It was nice. I have a bunch of messages from people, but a bunch of people, but we got to figure out what to do next time. It's like, it's very tech heavy. It's like a movie, but Zorro, thanks, baby. Love you. And appreciate that. And who else do we got here? I think there's more after Zorro. There was adjunct time capsule, $5. You guys look up Project Nemesis by the U.S. Navy. There's a Drive article. It's advanced drone tech used in SIGINT warfare. Other nations now have. ! Okay.
Also $5 from Riley Roundtree. $5 to leave the $5 toll to leave the Faraday cage. Please help. Yeah, no kidding. Thanks, Riley. Appreciate it.
Thanks, baby.
Yo, this is the the secret program, the Navy's secret and revolutionary program to project false fleets from drone swarms.
Wow.
What?
Oh, so this could be a false fleet.
Oh, it's a false flag, false fleet.
False fleet operation.
U.S. Navy has been quietly developing what could be the most important, transformative, fascinating advances in naval and warfare in general in years. This new electronic warfare system of systems has been clandestinely refined over the last 5 years, and judging from the Navy's own budgetary documents, it may be operational soon if it isn't already. This secretive new electronic warfare ecosystem is known as netted emulation of multi-element signature against integrated sensors, or Nemesis. Wow, dude. Wow. So what is it? What does it do?
It just creates a drone. You know what, dude? This reminds me in World War II. They used to take stuff and just make it look like it was tanks. Like they'd take a bike and make it look like the bike was a tank, so that planes driving over, they would look down and they'd be like, oh, there's a bunch of tanks, let's not attack. But it's no tanks, dude. It's just a bunch of it's like theater people making fake tanks. It's just like from the plane. This is the digital new version of that. So you have these drones coming in and they're projecting the image of a bunch of drones. Really, there's only one drone.
Well, I think, is that what this is? Or is it just drones?
Kind of reminds me of Warcraft or StarCraft. They used to have things like that where they'd make one thing look like 10 things.
I thought it's just faking out the enemy's sensors. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's it. You're just making it look like there's 10 of them or whatever. You're projecting the fleet.
You know what's so interesting about this stuff? They put all this stuff in plain sight, kind of, but nobody knows about it because it's too complicated.
It's honestly, it's too sad. Nobody cares. It's like you're telling me to read, dude. What do you think anyone's reading? Nobody's reading. Nobody's gonna read it, dude. If you wanna, isn't that this famous Simpsons episode? They're like, you wanna hide something? Put it in a book. Nobody's gonna read a book, dude. But nobody cares. It's all out there, all the alien shit.
No,
how many things do you hear about? And then you're like, oh, that's been out for 15 years. Epstein, right? This big documentary just comes out. Until you make the documentary, it's all who cares. The whole first case.
Why? Yeah.
Because people just don't care, man. People are, I gotta say, very quick to be like, just leave it. Why are you complaining too? Also, so there is this thing of if the military's doing something, well, just leave them alone. A lot of people do think like that. They're like, what are you, a hippie? What do you got to attack the military for? What do you got to attack the government for? Even the Biden shit, like I'm considered dirtbag left technically, right? But the corporate left, I guess, or like the mainstream left, and I'm friends with people. If you diss Biden around them, they actually defend Biden, and I'm like, what? What are we doing? What do you mean? Like,
what,
why,
what do you think
what
about? What do you think Biden as a president?
I just love. I actually put a clip in there. We could do it next if you want, but I just love that we could. I think he is like just so old and senile and kind of silly sometimes. I mean, Joe Rogan dissed him this week, right? Joe Rogan said he's not fit to be president, and I'm like, Joe, can you chill, dude?
Joe Rogan said
like
he's been ripping on Biden's mental health for a while.
But
most people aren't willing to talk about it. It is an issue. It does appear to be.
Just want to thank you.
This is so cute.
So this is Sky News, right?
Australia, dude. Australia always does the rips on Biden.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Out of his mind, Joe Rogan questions Joe Biden's fitness for office. Let's see it.
Both, and I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there. I want to make sure we thank the secretary for all he's done to try to implement what we just talked about, and for recommending these two women for promotion. Thank you all. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
He sounds like a baby. Like, look at this. This is what I find weird.
Thank you, everybody.
You've been listening to President Biden.
Yeah, he does not look like he's barely standing up.
Marking international.
Yeah, he also called her president. That's not a big deal. He called her president. Look, he's a softy, older guy.
Where's the Joe Rogan rip? Oh, here it is.
We're unhinged.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, and we're not anchored down by a real leader. You know, we don't really have a real leader in this country anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say Joe Biden is the president, he's our leader, and you'd be correct on paper, but I mean, everybody knows he's out of his mind.
Oh, that's harsh, eh? But you know what's so yeah, that's
kind of right. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah. But you know what? I think like, okay, we have a standard with Trump, right? Like, we want a tough guy. Maybe we need a softie. Like, how are the decisions being made? Are they okay?
Wait, but this isn't about a softie though.
That's what it does. Doesn't it seem a little bit like he's so old and he's just being very slow and deliberate? Or like, what was he mumbling to the woman in the back? Like, that was silly, right? Because he ends the speech like, okay, you know, Trump did a lot of this shit too. It just sounds tougher. Like, Trump would be like, what's that guy's name? Yeah, it's President Bolsonaro of Brazil. Yeah. So, and we would write that off as like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's funny, right? He did it. It's the lack of confidence though. He's like, the general over there, and
well, Trump doesn't know because he doesn't read. Biden knows all that stuff before, and I think he's slowly losing his mind.
You'd be surprised. Biden's always been a silly guy like this, though. Like, unprepared, last second.
No,
like, he always has this weird issues.
He's always had gaffes, but I think they're like much worse than they've ever been.
You know, the first time he looks up, he looks like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Like, that's the kind of soft look the first look is. Wait, could you go back to the first look? This one.
Let me see.
This is worse than.
Yeah, that's just
the Bush.
This just looks like I'm not happy to be here.
Let's see it.
Both, and I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
He runs.
Listen, I'm bad with names too. I get it.
Yeah.
But you're the president. I mean, you gotta. I don't know. Gotta get together.
I mean, it's kind of a power move, you know. American president. It's like, he's doing great. I feel like Trump was better at it though. It's like the confidence makes it okay. Because Trump did that. He just did it when he was more cocky.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
It was just
it wasn't in the same way though.
This is out of like, it's like, this looks like he's senile and he forgot. He's like losing his memory or something.
Yeah.
Whereas Trump is doing it, it looks like he's just an asshole. So that's the only issue. It's like, if you do it like a prick, it's like, oh, he's doing it on purpose. Who cares? If you do it like this, it's almost like, because then after he does the thing, he's like, was that good enough? Can I go? Like, he doesn't want to do it.
But the actual question is the guy out of his mind or is he not? Trump, I don't think anyone would argue that the guy was senile. The guy was sharp. He wasn't
Yeah,
smart,
no,
but he
no,
was
no.
he was there. Whereas I think
no,
Biden, the argument is he's just not there, which seems to be a bigger liability. Or you would think maybe it's a bigger liability. Like maybe you're fine with the deep state running everything.
It'll just go to Kamala Harris and the country will go into chaos. Like people are predicting like the war over this shit, dude.
A war.
People are predicting
Why a
like
war?
he dies. I'm talking about the theorists, the QAnon theorist circles. They're saying, hey, Biden dies, Kamala goes in, we're fighting. We're attacking.
You know, John McAfee, he posted Q to his story. I mean, so he's in. Well,
McAfee's in, eh?
He's dead, but he's in.
And they got him. And they got him.
You know that apparently, did we talk about the fact that a bunch of like Q coins or John McAfee coins got unleashed, called Whacked? The token was called Whacked.
Huh.
So
that's
they
interesting
think-
because I was watching
some people
Cryptos
say
R Us.
some people say it's like going to be the next dump. It's going to be like an info link.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I was just watching Cryptos R Us, big crypto channel, basically the drip of the crypto world.
Cryptos are us.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel called Cryptos R Us. It's this Asian dude. You haven't seen him?
No, I think I know what you're talking
380,000
about. No. It's the FUD guy.
It's the fight. He says FUD all the time.
Be
and he goes-
gone, FUD.
he was talking about a lot of stuff, dude. He's talking about how the banks, all they know is fear, uncertainty, doubt. The banks, all they know is fear, uncertainty, doubt. That's why the crypto is rising. It's rising. But then he showed a couple of articles where he's like, Mexican banks are not to be
You're
trusted.
talking about this guy, right?
Yeah, this guy. Yeah.
Welcome back to Cryptos R Us. I am.
Why would you call yourself that? Don't you know Toys R Us went out of business?
You know the problem is with these people is that their life, it's like remember the first senior guy you showed me, like the 55-year-old who's like, whatever you're doing right now, stop it, sell it, buy crypto. You have a house, sell it, buy
Sailor.
crypto. You have a wife,
Yeah,
divorce
yeah,
her, get as much cash as you can, buy the crypto.
Yeah.
All that matters is crypto. It's like, it's even worse than money. Like they've distilled their life down to like, I just need more money. And even more secure than money, I guess, or whatever. But it's like, what is your life, man?
Well, this is
there-
his life. Well, watch.
George. We're all George. So today is looking even better than yesterday. Bitcoin regains momentum and it's heading back up above $36,000. And
Bro, you can tell he's like trying to be excited. He's trying so hard. Bitcoin's back up and it's mooning right now, and this guy, take a nap.
He's Jim Cramer. He's trying to be Jim Cramer. 380,000 views per video, dude. You'd wake up. He's probably just doing them back to back. He's probably his 10th video today. He just rips for an
How
hour.
do you Yeah.
And
What is
every
this?
single story, dude, you know how he does it? We could do, see, like, I want to go conspiracy. I don't want to go crypto, but if you want to go crypto, this is how you do it. You just read a headline and then you say, well, that spells real butter for crypto. Crypto's going up and the fear uncertainty down is defeated again. Next story. Every story, the moral of the story is fear
This is
uncertainty
good
down,
for Bitcoin. Be gone,
that's it.
bud.
That's it. Every story is, this is gonna be great for Bitcoin. Even when it's not good, he's like, so that showed. So even in light of that, there's one story he had where he goes like, something got speculated and something like the crypto value dropped, and he goes, even though something terrible happened, it only dropped 30 points. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. But let's go to the next story, and then it's like the next story, like that made it go up 2,500 points.
No,
So-
and anytime it drops, they go, which is a great time to buy. It's a great time to buy, dude. Good time to buy. When it's going up, we're all making money. When it goes down, just put more money into it, dude.
yeah.
But when it goes up, that's when we're making money.
And that's
That's what you're
because we have some pretty bullish news today. Tom Brady is FOMOing in. We know that he bought Bitcoin before, but now he's part owner of a major crypto exchange.
This is actually one of the things I wanted
This
to
is
tell you
big.
about.
This
This is one
is
of the things
big.
I wanted to tell you about. Is
Yeah.
Tom Brady. Yeah, that's actually true news. Tom Brady
Yeah.
is now a crypto guy.
Dude,
What is
he's
the
the crypto
world
king.
becoming, dude? No,
He
he's
owns
not-
an exchange.
He doesn't
He's
own
okay,
it.
well,
but
he's
you
a
know what I
crypto
mean.
dean or what's a local? Not a king, but what's a local one?
Look at this, dude. How much money do you need? Stop. Look at this.
Dude, let
Stoked to
them in.
partner with SBF, Almeida, and FTX official as we continue building the future of crypto. I hear we're headed to the moon. It's like
I mean, headed to the moon is the tagline of like
every coin.
a pyramid scheme, not a pyramid scheme, but like a bubble, like an artificial bubble, right?
Yeah.
Is that not what we're doing here? You're basically saying like just pump the stock, we're going to the moon. And it's like,
look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
wow.
And it just never stops. The funny thing though is that if you actually see this is a beautiful metaphor for a lot of these things where they have to manually edit the thing to change what actually happens. Because Amish, what happens when you throw something straight into the air and aim for the moon? Has anyone ever thrown a football to the moon?
No.
No, it always comes back down. And so they have to manually edit it and like change the reality.
Yeah, that's
and
beautiful.
like send it
Dude,
to
that's
the moon.
That's poetic.
But it's very poetic because the truth is they're telling you it's going to go here. Where it is going to go is where all things eventually go. They're going to come back to Earth,
It's
baby.
going to come down to Earth.
I'm not
dude.
saying. Look,
what are you thinking, people?
FTX
people
official.
just want free money.
Look, honestly, he's not even on my hit list. Like, because you know what?
No.
FTX official, comparatively to what we're going to be looking at today, the absolute just trash crap we're going to be looking at today, they look like
FTX
saints.
official's
They
not
look
bad.
like saints. Next
They're
to,
fine. They're fine. They're fine.
But what I'm saying to you, Amish, is that how much money is enough money for these influencers? There is nothing, dude.
There is nothing.
They gotta keep pumping the bags, dude.
They got the devil in their ear saying more, take more. they can't stop these idiots, and they're foolish because it won't give you happiness.
Well, here's the thing. Look, there's nothing wrong with making money, but if you're gonna do it in such a speculative thing, usually you'd see that from people who like really need the bag, you know. But you just have people like Floyd Mayweather. They just go like, they'll happily tell you, oh yeah, I robbed you. Like I robbed you with that fight. He goes, I'm the only fighter who can fight a fake fight and make $100 million. He said that to the public.
I know.
He doesn't care. But that's how people are now with money. They're like, dude, I just robbed you. Like, what are you going to do about it?
Well, you know, people have ways of justifying it too. Like I was talking to someone about how boomers in the house, because the housing market, I feel like is also a bubble. Obviously not wild like this. It's a smaller version of it. But I was talking to someone and we were talking about how like the baby boomers, they buy a house, they live in it for 10 years, sell it for like $800,000 more than if they bought it for, or like $1 million more than they bought it for. And then they act like, I'm a real estate mogul. Look at me, I made 800,000. You're kind of just stealing from the next generation. I don't know. I mean, it's not like it's free money, and then it's this like I'm Warren Buffett. Like I'm so smart.
Yeah, because you invested in something and it went up.
It went up, and so I must be smart, and I must be a genius. So I do feel like they start brainwashing themselves. Like they really believe that, like, hey, I earned my
mogul
$1 million.
moves, dude.
I'm making mogul moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even I remember I used to.
Wait,
do
you
the
think
show
that's? But you think investing in real estate stealing from the next generation? How?
I just think like in this bubble, people are saying that like basically the parents all. Own
Oh,
real
everyone
estate.
thinks
They'll
thinks
never
they're a
let
genius.
it drop. They'll never let the value drop though. Like it's in their interest for the value to keep going up. Our whole economy would collapse. Like we don't want our real estate value going down in Canada, especially. So the next generation, like the millennials, they're not going to own a house. Like if people are just talking. It's like you're not like basically when your parents die, they'll give you their house. That's how you own a house. You're never going to own a house if you're millennial, because the cost of the house is millions. So all the older people are like, look at me, I'm a real estate mogul, and then they're looking at the millennials like, why are you guys so lazy? Do some work. Like you bought a house, and you know what I mean. Like, but you can convince yourself though. It's like, did you really deserve $1 million? They're so happy that they made $1 million on their house.
Part of the money though is from inflation, so it's not you're not actually capturing as much money as you're talking about. Like what you're talking about is my grandparents were over the other weekend. They're like, I bought my first house for $10,000. Okay, back then $10,000 was a lot of money though.
Yeah.
Now a lot of money is, I mean, relative to a house is like 200,000, 300,000. Some places you can't get in for less than like $500,000.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like where I am, you can't buy a house for under like 800,000.
Well, yeah, that's but Canada's economy sucks though.
Don't say sucks.
It does.
Say we have a very high no, but this is what you guys are trying. But yours keeps crashing because your real estate market crashed twice. That's why you have houses.
Don't accuse us of crashing. Hey,
no, but they did crash twice.
Yo, I'm trying to tell you
or
about
at least once.
I'm trying to tell you about this crypto thing though.
Tell me about the crypto. I'm talking about bubbles though. Bubbles are crazy.
They are crazy. So
and they're just making them.
The Logan. So one of the influencers that recently disappointed me. I like this Logan Paul kid. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, whatever. I'm not his grandpa. I don't know why I'm talking like I am. But I think he's had a good come around. You know, he's come around to some good content. All of a sudden,
He's very hardworking,
even
man. But if you can get in the ring,
yeah, he got in with Floyd Mayweather.
he got in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. There's got to be some kind of respect for that.
But,
I mean, it's crazy.
But then you do this. You go from that, and then you do this. He promotes a coin called Dink
It's me,
Doink.
Logan Paul. Now I know what you're thinking.
Sorry, this is for a coin called Dink Doink.
What up, Dink Doink Telegram? It's me, Logan Paul. Now I know what you're thinking. Logan, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm doing the same thing as you. Holding my doink. That's what I'm doing. This is a shit coin I believe in. It's my favorite one, to be honest. Dink Doink is so much more than a meme coin. It's a multimedia coin. Cartoon meets crypto. It's the blockchain, baby. In cartoon, fun, comedy format. I'm going to be doing an episode myself soon.
Why do you need this? Why do you need this, bud? This is a trash coin, and he knows it.
It almost sounds like he invented it, but here's the thing. He's just creating the bubble so he can ride the bubble.
By the way, he did invent it. He's pretending like he didn't. He's pretending like, I just found this coin. Yeah. I just found it. I like it. I love it because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he actually has a huge stake in it, which we'll talk about in a second. But they put out a little cartoon. So
this is so funny.
To be clear, this coin is absolutely useless. It's just a Ponzi scheme. It's just a Ponzi scheme. It's
their own crypto. It's their own crypto, basically.
But it's a self-aware. What are these feet, dude?
I can't believe you saw my foot.
Nonsense.
You know what? It's about time you saw it. It's fine.
Wow.
I know it stinks, dude. It's fine.
I don't want to know about that.
The community needs us to feel comfortable.
The community doesn't feel comfortable with your foot right now in their face. So
yeah, but go on.
So now I'm distracted about this Dink Doink Ponzi scheme.
Doink, yeah.
So the new way to make a Ponzi scheme is to be self-aware about it. And you go, haha, this is so lame. This is such a Ponzi. This is such a scam. Haha, this is such a shit coin. That's what they go. They go, dude, it's so funny. It's the funniest shit coin. It's the biggest scam of a shit coin.
It's like such a scam, dude. I can't believe it.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we just did this. I can't believe we're scamming you guys right now.
I can't believe people are stupid and buying this scam, so just buy it. It's like yeah, it is like that pyramid thing of like, yeah, you get the next one. Yeah. And then everyone just exactly runs it. It's so dumb.
Look at this. Look at this. So this is their song. They released a song on Dink Doink.
It's so funny though. And they just did South Park.
Yeah, I think they just stole a bunch of South Park assets. But worse.
Take a doink on my chest, yeah, yeah. Dink doink, you're my favorite coin. Why don't you come on over? Take pictures of my feet,
like that.
Yeah, yeah. Dink
oh, that's for you, Amish. Take pictures of your feet. There you go.
Is that a coin?
My favorite coin.
Yes.
Why don't you take my little sister to the prom? Don't doink her, please. Dink doink, you're my favorite coin. You're my favorite coin. You're my favorite coin.
That's sick.
Doink, you're my favorite.
But it's a Ponzi. It's like you've turned memes into a way to make a ton of money off of your fans and make them lose money. That's like the thing.
This is how Trump even is an attack on the comedy community.
What does Trump have to do with this?
I'll tell you what it has to do.
Oh my God.
Trump, no. Listen. This, just like Trump, it's like the best comedy. It's like the best comedy is being done by a con artist. It's insane, dude.
Okay, I need to tell the community.
It is funny
how
though.
I
It
feel.
is funny.
I need to tell the community how I feel right now.
Tell me.
You with Trump is like old Vietnam War vets with the war. Where everything relates to the war. Everything
Are you
relates,
okay?
Everything relates to
Are
Trump.
you okay?
No, I'm
no,
fine.
not everything. Not everything. But I feel like you're so offended. Are you offended that I said Trump?
No.
Are you okay?
No. I'm completely fine. No. But I think like I'm like.
I just feel like he would come out with these rips like every day of his presidency. He's doing a half-hour special on TV. He's like doing these. His Twitter was off the hook. If you're a comedian, you're supposed to be putting out tweets.
Yeah, but
he's doing more tweets than you. These guys, they put out this comedy music video. It's fucking hilarious. This is what comedians should be doing. These sociopaths do it, and then they win all their money.
Like, I don't like pot. I mean, the thing is that it's a meme, yeah, but I'm like, yeah, you're just guising a meme in a Ponzi scheme. I mean, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying.
It is hilarious though. Like, it's just so well executed. And then he's being a psycho though too, because he's starting it off like, what's Dink doing? Weird. Hey guys, I don't care what anyone says. I'm into this dink doing shit, whatever.
Yeah,
like
you
he is building it up and getting people into it basically.
Yeah, but no, and here's the thing, like okay,
Yeah.
sorry, let me is Twitter still on? Okay, Twitter's finally back up, thank goodness.
What's his market cap?
Okay,
12 million.
so his whole crew got involved in this. His
Yeah, I know, and they all did
impulsive
it.
crew, and they're all doing this. They're all pumping the coin. It makes me so mad.
It's illegal.
It reminds me a bit of Trump, honestly.
Does it?
No, just kidding.
And camaraderie.
Look, the social media game, it's there, man. Who has it in them to just hit the market like this? You know what I mean? Like, we should be doing like jokes, you know what I mean? Like, or just people like who are in entertainment. But then these guys, they have it in them. They're sociopaths, I guess, right? The whole team. Like, this guy's gonna be
I
like,
don't know. I have no idea what they have, but
who knows? But let's see this guy.
look at this. This is
Guy's
just
a psycho, too.
embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Mike, here to send some love and camaraderie to the Dink Doink Telegram team. I know you guys have been busting your ass to make sure that the hottest, newest coin of 2021 is Dink Doink. With the hottest
saying it's
functionality
caricature.
and all of the most built-in techniques, tactics, and capabilities, Dink Doink is cleared to be the hottest fucking coin ever. I just wanted to say, keep up the good work. And if you guys do...
What is it?
Oh my god,
What
this
is
guy,
this?
it's like MTV Cribs. He's like an MTV Cribs character. He's such a caricature of himself.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He's a caricature of himself.
Yeah.
So then their other guy got involved too. Like all of them got involved.
Let's see the
With this
next
thing.
guy's. Yeah, the whole team basically.
Yep.
No, they're all gonna make like $100,000 each on this. Like Logan Paul probably doesn't even pay them, but he's like, okay, you guys want to get paid? Okay, here's what
Invest in this, yeah.
invest in this. We're doing the thing.
This is his other buddy. They're also pumping it, and
Yeah.
they're guaranteed the price is going to go up when they post. They know that.
They invented the coin, right? Like they made the point.
Logan Paul invented like the like character in the coin, and he's best friends with the guy who made the coin. So yes. Wow. So then he goes, yeah, I just found this cool coin, Dink Doink. I just thought it was so hilarious when I stumbled upon it. It's like, guy,
Yeah.
you thought of it.
Yeah.
It's like telling someone else a joke. The other guy tells it. You go, wow, what a hilarious joke. Like that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. He's and I love the buildup of his like, man, this Dink Doink thing. I know I don't care what the haters say. I'm getting it. Dink Doink. What do I think of Dink Doink? What I think is fuck the haters. I'm getting my doink, and that's it. And like that's basically the joke.
Yeah, they're
but-
saying I'm triggered about this. I'm very triggered about this.
Let's see
This stuff makes me so mad.
I know it makes me. It's like MLMs too, and nobody cares. That's the worst.
That's
thing is
the
nobody
worst
cares.
part. Is nobody
cares. He's like, you tell people, and they go, let them play, man. Let them make their money. Who cares?
Let me get in some Dink Doink, dude.
Buy some.
It's ironic, dude. I love people who like feel like they think irony is the ultimate defense. They're going, he's doing it ironically, dude. It's an ironic scam. He's scamming me ironically. That's what makes it okay.
Ironically,
It's like,
all
didn't
the
you
way to
graduate the
bank, dude.
fourth grade? Sarcasm isn't a very good defense.
It's how can you do it? Yeah, no. I feel like Trump does this all the time too. Like they'll catch him on something and then he'll just joke about it, and then people are like, "Oh, all right." It's like you invented the coin and then you sell the coin. What, Dink Doink? Going doink on my dink, dog. And then he just walks out, and you're like, "Come on, dude.
Yeah,
Answer for this."
correct.
These children. It's not even the first scam, but let's see this guy.
Let's see this guy. Let's watch.
Evan, aka Dwarf Mamba, here to tell you each and every one of you is beautiful. You know why? Because y'all are part of one of the greatest, if not the greatest, shitcoin of all time.
That's what I mean. They call it. They're like proud of it being a shitcoin. They get like, yeah, this is a total scam. Like, dude, it's a shitcoin. No use.
It's a total scam.
It's
Total scam.
ironic, dude. It's ironic.
We're gonna ironically make $10 billion, idiot. And they have the numbers. At the end of the day, what makes a crypto work? It's just how many people bought it, right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, after the security shit, what is the biggest thing? What's the major thing?
What does it do?
Gives it value.
Okay, so like for example, there are crypto coins that can do smart contracts. That's like a whole feature. There are crypto coins that can do like store value, like Bitcoin. There are crypto coins which can do privacy, like Monero. There's DeFi things like Uniswap. There's yield farming stuff like.
But what's the bare
PancakeSwap.
minimum that every crypto has? Isn't there a bare minimum every crypto has? Like every crypto is.
They're built on the blockchain, but the whole point is that, just like with websites, there's eventually one website to pretty much rule them all. Like there's not too many. I mean, there are other competitors, but there's usually a clear winner. And so the idea is that you can't just create a website that has no functionality and no use and go, haha, we'll just meet. Like it's
going to be a year of these bubbles, basically. It's going to be a year of people, or maybe another year of people just making up coins. They went to it's making millions. Oh, it's worth nothing. Like we got to see the bubbles burst a bit, and then I think it'll just die out.
I hope so. But then these guys are going to wait and make their bags in the meantime, and it just pisses me off.
Rich.
I know a crypto friend. He goes, it's so much the vibe right now. They go, you just rug pull 5 projects and then you retire.
Wow. Rug pull 5 projects?
Rug pull means you get in, you hype everybody up, and then you steal all the money. You just grab it all at once.
Pull. Yeah.
And so he goes, you rug pull 5 projects, then you retire. And I was like, people really say that? He goes, all the time in the industry. He works in crypto.
Right. I mean, it seems like a tough industry.
Sick.
It seems like Wild West, unregulated yet still. So it's like people are trying to catch up with the regulation, but it is Wild West and like very speculative market. And like it does seem like it's a lot of bubbles. It's a lot of like speculated value. And I just feel like what drives a bubble is usually just numbers. I mean, if a bunch of people just want to buy one stock, the stock price shoots up, right? I mean, isn't that how they're trying to manipulate this into bubbling up? Just take his full crowd and be like, we're all buying it.
Yeah, we're all getting in, we're all jumping in, we're all taking it to the moon, blah, blah, blah.
Right. And at the height, does he sell his shit or what? How does he get out if he made the
you
point?
just sell. You buy in early on, you hype it up, and then you sell for it.
So at that point, does everyone else lose all their money?
Yes. And that's the funny thing, because listen to this part that he says.
Dink Doink is going to the fucking moon. You don't believe me? You don't have to. You can just be naive and dumb. It's all good.
You're naive and dumb if you don't think
the
it's going to the
community,
moon.
this Telegram community,
Don't say community.
we're not naive. We're not
Don't say
dumb.
community. Foolish.
We're fucking family.
Foolish.
Bro, I can't wait till this guy rugs everybody. And what happens? Where's the family?
Where's the community? He's just throwing the word community around for nothing. And later in his life, he will suffer for this.
That's
This
what I'm
is
saying.
so for money, just for money. Just do a funny sketch, like at Logan Paul's level of people that he has. Can he not just put up a video and say, "Hey, I want to do like 10 South Park comedy music videos. Can everyone give me $10?" And then it's straightforward.
First of all, he can just
clear.
do it already and make the money on AdSense. But yeah.
Why do this? I guess they
For
just
more money, Amish. For
a rock and
more.
roll.
For more.
You know what he is? He is like this rock and roll. He wants to be bad boy. He wants to say "fuck you, rock and roll." That's the problem. Some people want to do a "fuck you, rock and roll." That's it. They want to cause chaos. They want to be like wild.
So
You know,
here's the
like-
thing. Here's the thing. There's a podcast with the CEO of Dink Doink. Where you're gonna love this dude. So this is the CEO of Dink Doink.
The jean jacket, eh? That's good.
No, I think this is a different guy. This is
That's
just
Dogecoin.
He's interviewing this guy. Anyways.
Okay.
So the CEO of Dink Doink gets asked a very important question, okay, which is all coins need to be asked, which is essentially, why do we need you? Why are you important, right? This is an obvious question.
Yeah.
BSC. Hold on.
And we'll see what's next. That's
What
makes your project different from the,
This is the question.
countless amounts of BSCs that launch every day?
Listen to his answer. Okay, I want you guys to watch. We're going to put on a timer for how long it takes this guy to get to the answer. And by the way, as the CEO of a coin, this is the only question you need to be answering. The most basic question. It's like starting a YouTube channel and people go like, oh, what's your YouTube channel about? Like if you don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's set a timer. We'll set a stopwatch for this.
Oh my God. This is either going to be like 1 second or it's going to be 20 minutes. It's like this guy didn't let me get to the point. But you started it. Okay.
What a great question. Thanks for that question specifically, because it's like the most important question, right? I've never been asked that question. This is actually my first podcast as Dink Doink's CEO. So
Okay.
I have a really good answer to it.
All right.
I'm doing this for a very specific purpose. And Dink Doink on its face is a funny cartoon. And it's
Okay, that's the start of the answer. It takes 27 seconds. He goes, that's a great question. You know what? Love that question. Never been asked that question before. Actually, my
Really good
first
question.
podcast.
Love
And
it.
I intend to fully answer that question. That's when you have no idea what you're about to say.
Dude, it's like you can, by the third, like, love that question, I'm like, this guy is not going to answer the question. Like, I don't think he's ever going to answer that question in this podcast or in his life.
Let's find out.
It's a meme, and it's a community having fun on Twitter, and it's social media stars tweeting about it every week. And
Okay.
you know, that's what it is on its face. That's what you'll see it do.
Imagine a company tells you that. They go, what does your company do exactly? Well, we just have social media stars always tweeting about us.
Yeah. It
And
kind of
you
reminds
go-
me of Dan Bilzerian,
You
where
go,
he's just like,
what? It is a
Yeah.
little bit like that, actually.
it's like that where you go, what do you do, man? And he's like, oh, I just party with these girls on my boat. And you're like, what? That's not, what like, oh, I don't have to pay them even. What? This is not a business. That's what these guys at the thing are saying. He's like, no, it's marketing, you idiots.
He's like,
Fucking
I'll
finance."
prove you wrong. I'll create Ignite, and proceeds
Yeah.
to ignite like $70 million.
How do you screw that up, man? I mean,
You've already have the massive following. Now's your time to turn it into a cash cow. He manages to spend money.
he does to manage to lose money because he is in a position where he can make some really high end like real estate deals. Dude, if he got into like, look at Graham Stephan, right? He's doing real estate and he's doing the YouTube. The YouTube, I don't know if one necessarily leads to that, but I feel like what happens now with Graham Stephan is that he's able to probably buy and sell a house worth millions. Like his commission is probably insane. Bilzerian, if he just needed to become like a real estate agent for billionaires, that's the safe thing. And then he's like, nah, man, I want to smoke. I want to sell weed. These people just don't want to do anything that like someone could need. You know, they're too rock and roll. They're like, nah, dude, make a cartoon one. Like make it. No, just make it a
Make
scam.
a cartoon
That's
about a
hilarious.
spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, a scam about a. Yeah. I agree.
Dink Doink, and we'll call it Dink Doink, and then I can say Dink a lot and Doink a lot, and it'll go viral because these kids just want to repeat, like when I say silly shit like that. Yeah, no, it's so sad, dude. How many people, like imagine someone in your family, they buy this, and then you have to tell them, they're like, shut up! Logan Paul would never lie to me, you ass!
I know. Yeah.
So sad.
Somebody posted me, they're like, wow, you're never going to get any credit for doing this. And I go, for what? And he's like, calling out scams. He's like, nobody wants this. And I was like,
someone
that's
said that?
so
Yeah,
true.
of course.
Yeah. He's
That's
like,
Patrick Bet David, too.
I was like, that's so true.
Patrick Bet David's like, oh, you little trolls, why don't you start a real business and make money? Like, that's kind of a lot of people's attitude is that.
Their attitude is like, yeah, why don't you just do it?
Dude, my buddy, I mean, he's even telling me, I had to get him to a point where I'm like, okay, imagine you go home and your dad and your brother joined an MLM. It had to get to that before he's like, okay, fine. I guess MLMs suck and they ruin people's lives. But like, for the most part, he's just like, why do you guys care? Like, why are you bothering? Like, who cares if they do an MLM?
Amazing.
Like, what?
Incredible.
Most people, that's their attitude, dude. That's most people's attitude.
Let's listen
They
a little
just
bit
don't
more.
care.
I
Well,
want to
let's
hear more of
listen.
his answer
Sorry.
here about why his token's different.
But really, to me, I look at, you know, you brought up Bitcoin earlier and what's going on with Elon and those two communities now in sort of a quarrel. And I find the crypto space in this moment to be at its most important moment it's ever had, where
Wow.
community turns into need at some point to move
More
forward.
community talk.
Mm-hmm.
We have the technology, we have the attention, we have the passion, we have everything except
Who's making the
a
music?
unified community.
That's them.
So I look at Doge, right? And I live with Logan Paul. I have for a long
That's
time.
the Logan Paul connection.
I went through this whole crypto experience with Logan. He's my best friend. And we watched Doge, and we're just in awe, talking about it every day at the house. And we realized, we had friends make serious money on that coin, and we were like,
look, listen to that. That's the big thing. Is he's sitting just imagine you're this guy and you're sitting at home with Logan Paul, hanging out with Logan Paul, and y'all are watching and you go, man, Doge is making a ton of money. This is the true reason they started it. Yeah. But they're late. So they go, we'll start our own Doge. Man, that Ponzi over there, that's making a ton of money, dude. That's crazy. Let's go start.
Yeah. A couple of young, I guess it is like some young Patrick Bet-Davids. Like when he was looking at like the other WGF, and he's like,
dude.
He's like, dude, but he's a competitive guy. This is what happens, right? If you're very competitive, you almost okay, not competitive. I guess if you're competitive and you have no morals, like yes, because you see a scam and you don't say, when you hear a scam, you're like, that's terrible, it should be stopped. You don't hear about a scam and say, wait, we could do this. You know what I mean? Like that's their and
they go, we
and
could do this. Yeah, 100%.
They're just playing this motivational music behind it. It's just like he's just like, I'm so glad you asked. That's a really good question. Glad you asked. So me and my boys saw this other scam, and then we're thinking, fuck it, bro. We can take it. We could take all their dumbasses' money because they're idiots and they're little chump ass sheep. And in the background saying, dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. What is this music though? It's good music. I like it.
Let's listen.
Whoa. Look at the power of that community, and they're having fun. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. We thought it was so freaking cool. And then we saw Liv do her thing, and we were like, wow, this is even funnier than we thought it was. People are interacting more with ass than they are with like serious tokens. Like, wow, people want to have a good time. And we were still, me and my guys are like, what is this? We had no idea what it was that attracted us to it. And I spent my whole, the last 12 months wrapping my head around what I wanted to contribute. I've been an advisor for ERSDL.
Contribute?
I'm currently working with
he's contributing. Hold on. Let's stop that. Let's pause that. Let's pause that. This man has been thinking for years about what to contribute, and his decision was Dink Doink.
Dink Doink. Yeah.
I love how he's like, as the CEO of Dink Doink, we are not a mere joke. We are not a joke. We have serious meaning behind us. And he goes, the really crypto community is more fractured than ever. Which is why we need to create a brand new token.
We're
going to unify everybody by breaking away from everything and doing our own thing.
How can I contribute? How can I help the community? How can I help?
Dink Doink.
Dink Doink. It's, you know what it is too? It's like, I'll get rich and then they'll see me get rich and that'll help the community. You can always justify helping the community like that.
These influencers they need more money. They need more of your money, by the way. They want you to invest in their project so that they can make more money, dude.
Yeah,
it's not enough.
He's just going beyond any kind of Hollywood shit. Because he started in Disney, right? Like, wasn't it him and his brother in Disney? Like on a Disney show?
I think they were on Vine first.
Oh, Vine before Disney, eh? Because I thought they were just like, but they're very professional. Like, you look at their lives, they've born and raised in this, they're pros. They know how to, basically, to be a solid top influencer today, you have to be a master of like mass manipulation. So it's like we're looking at it like nice people who just think like, what are you getting out of this? And in his mind, he's thinking, what silly game will I get them running around in today? It's like he just wants everyone doing shit that he's like in charge of. And of course he's going to make so much money. Yeah, and people are going to be like, wow, he pulled all that money out of the community like that. Yeah. Do you remember when he was doing the was that him or his brother that did the thing where it's basically gambling, but it's for kids. So you're a kid and they're like, hey man, buy the mystery box.
Yep.
1 in 10 has Nike Air Jordans and they're only $300 each or whatever it is.
That was CSGO Lotto.
CSGO Lotto.
But that was Jake Paul. But then there's also, everybody's getting in. Look, this is Dylan Dennis. He's an MMA fighter. Are you into crypto? Pumped. Cherek's still good. I love that all these guys are all experts in crypto. Isn't that amazing, dude?
Why are you buying crypto?
Crazy, man.
Dude, they're $1,000 giveaway. You know why? Because I just want to teach the community about crypto.
Guys, go to Cherek's, dude.
Winner announced. We're doing the giveaways. We want to spread it in the community.
Dude.
Where's Tika Tiwari these days? Tika Tiwari came out with the 5. He's like the 5 coins you need to buy. I wonder how much
5 coins to 5 million. 5 coins to 5 million.
5 coins to 5 million. I wonder how those 5 coins are they still in the game or are they completely out? I mean, crypto's obviously one of them.
Oh,
I wonder. It's just such an up and down market. Like it just comes and goes. Like these coins are just coming and going. Nobody knows what's going to be the winners in the end. But I feel like the first players are going to be the winners in the end. No.
But just look at this, man. It's just
This is
crazy. You
insane.
just point a scam to your story. Like, how can you do that? Sorry, what were you saying? You were saying who are going to be the first winners? Like the people in first? What were you saying?
I mean, like, okay, it's going to be a bubble of all these fake cryptos, basically. Like these guys are doing basically everyone's in a mad rush to be like, okay, I have a huge following, or I know a guy who has a huge following. Okay, let's all get all our resources together. Let's push some coin. And then the bubble will go up and then we'll jump out. I guess they have to jump out at some point or liquidate the assets or do whatever they do. They pull out with millions, them and their top team. But once it's all done, it's like crypto is here to stay. And I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, is it going to be the first 4 that are just going to be the main coins after?
No, there's a lot of crazy coins that are going to be big.
There's some good
like
new
lending
coins,
coins like Compound that are going to be big. There's going to be like I heard about one called Perp, which is a perpetual, like I think the futures market. I think I'm just learning about it. There's a bunch of crazy cool like tech, but no one ever talks about it. That's the crazy thing is these influencers, they'll never talk about the cool tech. They always go, "Hey, have you ever heard of Asscoin? Have you heard of Pog?"
Dogecoin is the dog, but this is Dink Doink. It's made to be a silly meme.
There's one called Cum Rocket. You heard about that one?
What's
it's
the logo?
Nonsense. It's nonsense.
Is the logo? Can we show it on the drip? The logo, or is it too much?
Let's
Cum
find out.
Rocket.
I don't even want to Google search this crypto coin. I'm gonna make sure to be real specific about this. Crypto
Don't worry, they'll
coin.
assume that you're looking up crypto shit. Even the algorithms are going to be like, no, he's looking at crypto. Oh, that's Cum Rocket. That's very classy. That's nice. It's a classy logo.
It's goofy, dude. It's goofy. This is what everyone talks about. Nobody wants to talk about like actually the interesting.
Oh, that's a
projects.
coin.
Yeah.
On some digital world, they're printing this coin in the digital space. They're printing this coin. It's called Cum Rocket. And yeah, there are a bunch of these joke coins. But Steven, would you not say that this is basically a bunch of different technologies competing? And this is America, and God bless America, and it's a free market. And if a bunch of silly ones want to get in the game, then what's wrong with it? They got to do the innovation.
They're designed to be Ponzi schemes, though.
They are designed, right?
They don't do anything. They don't do anything.
There's no, but you're saying they're not working on any cool innovation
No.
as far as nothing. Only
They just rip off each other. They just rip off. They spend all their money on marketing.
Yeah, no, I figured. Yeah.
All the money's on marketing, like
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
this to get the pump. And then the
They just wanna get the
technologies aren't
pump.
going to be around in they just market it so everyone hypes in, then they dump out, and then the
pump and
actual
dump.
the reason these people don't spend like any time promoting like the real stuff usually is that there's no money in it. There's simply no money. Those
Yeah.
projects are working. Like they're spending money on developers. They're spending money on that. They don't need.
It's going to be a steady growth of like whatever 8% a year, whatever it is. Like
Right.
if it's a solid coin, it's not just going to shoot up.
Is it true that Tim Dillon's in on this Dink Doink thing though? They're claiming he's in on this, and I find it hard
Where
to
is
believe.
his face? Oh, he's there. Yeah. He does he care about anything? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I feel like, dude, is he just like, dude, I'm tired of watching these Ponzi schemes get ahead. I want to go run my own. Like, I'm cool
Maybe
with it.
maybe
that's what he's into.
I mean, like maybe he bought into the comedy
Super
thing.
interesting.
He's like, hey man, it's hilarious, and he's like, Tim Dillon's just like, as a comedian, because the jokes are funny, I will get involved. Like that's imagine. He's like, I know it's a total scam. But I love South Park. Pretty tight. Yeah, sure, I'll make some money off this
No
shit.
affiliation with South Park, by the way. They just ripped off.
No
the style.
affiliation. They just ripped off
Yeah.
the style, yeah. But I wonder if Tim Dillon is in for that. But Tim Dillon also just wants to make some money. He was in real estate before. He was in
Dude,
like
that guy's
mortgages or whatever.
crushing it right now, dude. He's got the money. He's got the bag.
I guess
But
so.
you can
Like,
you can never have enough of a bag. That's the lesson.
You can
today.
never have
That's the
enough.
lesson of actually. That is the lesson I wanted to give to the community today. Is that you never have enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's what I wanted to show you guys as far as the influencers going out, getting out there promoting all this ridiculous stuff.
Dink doink. And
I'm
the,
doing
and
a
the community's
huge
calling you a
expose
hater.
tomorrow about Save the Kids token. It's gonna be massive.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, we're going.
Dude, the
after
fact that it's
people.
called Save the Kids token, it's just it's gonna be so sad. like what? How much of a how evil are they? Like are they like? Because to me, Save the Kids token is either like they're saving kids, or maybe they're doing the opposite of that. Like I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's just so
It's pretty bad.
righteous that it could be
it's
evil.
it's but it's funny. It's like because actually I found a lot of these people's personal like I found what they did with the coins, and so we actually traced it down. So we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Interesting.
It's gonna be
Okay,
a good
cool.
one. All right, we'll wrap that up. That's good.
Let's wrap it up, Ananda.
Into the influencer segment. $5.
let's see.
Zora. What I find funny is how emotional Coffee got at Trump being brought up and Amish loving it. Lol. I didn't mean to get. Did I get emotional? I wasn't trying to get emotional.
I do feel like I'll rip left wing shit and right wing shit, but with the and like with the left we all have a great time. But with the right wing stuff, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, but you guys do this or something like that. You always need that, eh? You always want to defend them. You don't have to defend them. Why do you feel like you have to defend them? That's so funny.
No. Hold on.
Like, oh, you gotta bring up Trump right now.
Listen.
Tell me.
No, in this case, I remember this started last night where something had happened and it wasn't a Trump thing. It was like some other like unrelated thing. I think it was related to war. We were talking about some like fake guru and you were like, yeah, this reminds me of Vietnam. You go like, yeah, the boomers messed it up. And I was like, what do the boomers have to do with like TikTokers selling out with scams? I'm like, what?
I don't
what
even
is this
remember.
connection?
I don't know.
You were talking. You know what you were talking about? You were doing your housing.
Oh,
rep.
I was saying that there's no morality. There's no morality. Yeah. No, it's true though. I think since the boomers, we have just gone corporate. Like as a culture, we don't like workers' rights. If you think about workers' rights, dude, most people, the culture, like I'm talking about left wing too. The culture is basically like you're being negative. Like what you're gonna go to a strike? There's no profit in the protest. Okay. God. And so like the left has left it, but even the religious people, like, you know, people used to go like when Martin Luther King was doing a march, there would be like white pastors like, hey, I'm sending buses. Like I have 3 buses. They're going to march with you while you're doing
People used to believe in something for sure.
Right. And I feel like now there is a big, like, do you need to complain about that?
Yeah.
Like you go to a protest, right? How much of your family is going to be like, that's great. And how much of your family is going to be like, huh?
Oh, come on. Yeah, of course.
It's going to be mostly like, are you doing that? Okay, cool. Yeah, no, whatever. Yeah, no, it sucks. It's too bad that
it's a real bummer, those kids getting cancer. Yeah, I hate it. So it sucks.
Right? Like, are they going to really, like, they don't, it's almost seen as like, this is negative. Even calling out scams, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's now in the culture, it is seen as a little bit like, why are you complaining?
Why are you doing that? Yeah, let's
wrap it up, though.
Pi Life admin, tie a tip for the drip is better than any crypto. Keep it up, boys. Thanks, man.
Thanks, baby.
What else are people saying? Oh, we got Roberto Blake in chat. What's up, dude?
What's up, baby? How you doing?
We should bring Roberto Blake on at some point.
Yeah, Roberto Blake, come on the show, dude.
We got a BC, Amish and Coffee
bless us,
Gary,
Roberto. Sorry.
Should Gary Gensler do about this? What should Gary Gensler? I don't know who Gary Gensler is.
I don't know. Gary Gensler, I don't know. You gotta tell us who that is. Give us a link.
Am I?
Link up.
Cut up.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna go text him. Tucker? What are we doing? We're wrapping it up. We're going tuck.
You gonna cuck the tuck?
I think I like the tuck. I call it the cuckspiracy. I like it.
Let's watch it.
It's a great move, but I gotta just hit the washroom. I'll be right back.
Oh sure, no problem.
Let's start it up. I've seen it.
Let's watch the people. Oh yeah, I gotta find it real quick. All right. Yeah, so this next thing we're talking about, guys, is Tucker Carlson. You guys know that guy. The little you know him. Come on. Tuck the cuck. So he's accusing, I guess, the NSA of spying on him now. And we're talking about it because we want to know what the community thinks. It's like this big thing. He's like accusing them of spying on him. Let's watch a little bit of this. I have my opinions on it. Let's see.
Monitor and intimidate this show. On Sunday, we heard from a whistleblower within the U.S. government, someone with direct knowledge, who warned us that the NSA was reading our electronic communications, our emails and texts, and was planning to leak them selectively in an effort to hurt us. This person had details from my emails that no one outside the recipient could have known. So it was not a delusion, it was entirely real. In fact, it was confirmed. After the show last night, after we announced this, other news organizations acted as if it's totally normal for heavily politicized intel agencies to spy on and threaten journalists they disagree with. It's no big deal. Stop whining. But it is a big deal. It is completely wrong, not to mention illegally.
So yeah, he accuses them of spying on him. He had a whistleblower come forward, say, I've got all this detail from your email that I couldn't know from anyone else. And then the NSA rips Tucker back, and the NSA goes, no, we didn't spy on you. We don't care about, your emails, whatever. Here's what their statement said exactly. Let's see here. Sorry, Amish, 1 second.
Are you reading?
June 28th, 2021, Tucker alleged that the National Security Agency has been monitoring our communications, planning to leak them in an attempt to take the show off the air. This allegation is untrue. Tucker Carlson has never been an intelligence target of the agency, and the NSA has never had plans to take his program off the air. This whole thing down here about what their mission is. But a lot of people noticed, and I noticed too.
Right.
They're saying he's never been a target, and they also say we never intended to take him off the air. That's not the same as saying we never read your emails.
No, I think they're reading everyone's emails, though. Like, that's the thing. I think what they're doing with this is they're saying, look, we do have everyone's emails. But, like, don't think you're so special, Tucker. I think it's a great move by Tucker, though. He's basically doing, and you're going to hate me for this, this is such a Trump-level move, because he's turning himself into, like, the White House is attacking me. I'm too powerful. They're coming after me. Dude, it's going to get the people riled up. It doesn't even matter if it's true or not.
I think I finally know why it annoys me just a little bit. Okay?
Tell me.
The Trump thing. I remember back in 2012 2016 when Trump got into office.
Okay.
I remember people he's in office, he's making decisions.
Yeah.
And then I would have people go, this is Obama's fault. And I go, it's the torch has been passed.
Wow, dude, your work ethic is too high, though. You're expecting other people to have your level of work ethic and integrity. You're basically saying
I'm saying
his job is over. Now it is Biden in charge, and he will carry the mantle, put it on him. That's what you're saying, right?
Right. No, what I'm saying, I'm saying it annoyed me the last time when people were going, but because look, dude,
consistent.
My family's from Texas, okay? There's a lot of heavy, deep conservatives. They would always tell me that. They go, this is Obama's conspiracy. And I'm like, dude, your guy's in office. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
How could it be Obama's fault? And they'd blame Obama for everything, okay? If you have a conservative friend and you were around in 2016, you know this is true.
You know, it's polarization.
But
dude.
this is the same thing that's happening now. People go like, Trump. And you're like, it's
but dude, I'm not blaming Trump. I'm just saying it's a Trump level move. Like, this is the kind of shit that he did. It's like these are the kind of moves that you got to do to get the people riled up behind you.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a bit like people who always bring up like Clinton. Like it's like they're like the Clinton body count. It's like the Clintons haven't been relevant for years. I mean, it's like, and your whole thing is like that's like not your whole thing, but like some people's whole thing is like the Clintons control everything. It's like
Dude, so after Clinton, when Bush won, for 8 years, people were like, things were so great when Clinton was in office. This guy sucks. Like the whole time. Like, so there it was like reverse. They're like, it was so much better with Clinton.
Oh, wow.
Who is this George W. Bush? Yeah. They hated George W. Bush. You know what I mean? But yeah, people are too like in their teams, I guess. But this is a move.
Let's watch a little bit more of this. David Macias, by the way, says, guys, coffee wants half the bag. You can't eliminate half the market. Sending abundance to the community. Oh, he's talking.
Thanks, baby.
Okay, thanks, man.
What?
Mike Met, $2. Are you invested in crypto? If so, which ones? We'll have to bring that up later. We'll talk about this right now.
And this is hardly the first time the so-called intelligence community has done something like this. They've done an awful lot of it. Look it up. If we let them continue to do it, it's the end of democracy.
I love when people go that. They go, they're on a news show to tell you about things, and they go, look it up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
What?
No, this guy's amazing.
Dude, imagine
dude.
if we
It's like
came
a
on
guy
the
in
show
India.
and we just start making riffs and then we go, look it up.
Look it up.
Dude.
Look it up. Dude, this guy. So this is another guy like Logan Paul.
No.
Like Trump. I know. They just know how to manipulate their crowd. Like, this is how you get top ratings. You got to come up with a banger like conspiracy. You got like, dude, he's like, I'm
but
the
is
story.
it true though? It does seem like it's true.
Primetime news. I'm the story.
Right. You're saying
true,
everyone
too.
has it. You're saying I should go on the show and be like, the NSA has my documents too. Actually, I've been targeted, and the NSA can't like deny that because they have everyone's. You're saying
For some circles, it's a move. I mean, for him, I don't think he's like lying. No, they probably have it, and he probably got him on it actually. Because you know what he can do? You can set up a sting. So it sounds like he knows someone on the inside, in the NSA or whatever, like a whistleblower is talking to him, and he probably sent an email that only that some guy could get. Like, there is some complication to it. Like, there's an email that he sent that only one guy could have gotten, so he knows that it got to them. So it's almost like he could have entrapped them. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter true or not. It just matters that like this is a banger move, dude. I mean, this is ratings.
The
This is,
surveillance
like, prime
economy
time.
freaks me out, dude. I was telling you, like, I was talking to my friend the other day who does like deep research, and this guy, he's showing me the tools they have to find stuff on people. This is not even NSA. This is just what a public citizen can find on other people. Wow. It's alarming how much information, like all your stuff is out there. Everybody's
It's
stuff.
all out there. Yeah.
It's
I'm kind of over it. I don't care. It's like I told you, I got the email from the guy
we
trying to
deserve
blackmail
privacy.
me.
People deserve privacy if they want
We
it.
do. But it's just, how is it going to happen? And for now, until we figure out how to do it, if there's a picture of your nipple out somewhere, don't stress yourself out. It's fine. Like, everyone's got a picture like that out. It's fine. This whole generation, it's like, honestly, it's like nobody knows how to stop it even. There's like so many of those cases too, where like a young girl or a young guy, like someone will have pictures and then blackmail them and then leak them to people. It's like,
it's common. Super
yeah,
common.
that's on the internet forever. I'm sorry. It's terrible. Until we figure out what to do though, like maybe just, it'll become like like it is starting to become so like, it's like everyone has a weird picture. Like
you're almost hiding in the commonplaceness of it. You're saying, like, you're just like, when there's so much sensitive information out there, it's hard to find. And so then
it's
you're
just
like,
going to be impossible to find it. Yeah, exactly. No one's going to see it.
Interesting.
Like, like we're putting out this video every week. We have 20,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? It's like your first channel had whatever, 300,000. Then another channel, it's like takes time to build up to 300,000.
Right.
And then like a nude photo of you comes out. You think it's just going to have 10 million hits? It's like, it'll probably get 50,000, 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that easy. And no one's probably going to see it.
Oh, you're saying like, yeah. You do the odds. There's 8 billion people on this planet.
Yeah, like they're not going to look at, like, it's not going to get out there. Because every time I see a documentary about it, people are stressed about like, oh my God. Like, this picture's out there.
I mean, it's horrifying. Yeah.
It's horrifying. It's terrible. I know. It sucks,
Maybe
man.
Tucker's pictures are out there. You think Tuck takes a, you know?
No, Tucker's clean, dude. And you know what's the thing about Tucker? Is that there's an Indian version of him too. He's living the news. Like, he is the star of his primetime TV show. And it's me attacking the liberal establishment government. I'm going to take them down. It's like beautiful.
Where is this?
I'm just describing what this is, what we're watching right now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. He's the center of his own show. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's it. Arnab Goswami does this too. There's a guy in India, the Indian version of this is Republic TV. Every episode, he's in it. He does a debate. He picks one side. No shame.
Right.
Yeah, this is a very interesting. This is very interesting. I think. Anyway, I'm just saying. I think it's gonna make like him look huge. I think his crowd loves this.
Well, yeah, it's a baller move to go. The NSA wants me. Yeah.
Democracy can't function with semi-independent, highly politicized intel agencies. It's really dangerous. For its part, the Biden administration just ignored the story. They did not deny the story. They can't. They know that it's true. Today, the president's flack was asked about it on Air Force One. Here's the exchange.
Tucker Carlson said that the NSA is spying on him. Is the administration aware of any espionage or listening efforts on U.S. citizens by the NSA, and is Tucker Carlson one of them?
Ed Psaki's great.
Well, the NSA, as I think you're well aware, I'm not everyone's aware, everyone on this plane is aware, I should say, is
You already
an
know
entity
this,
that
idiot.
focuses on foreign threats and individuals who are attempting to do us harm on foreign soil. So that is their purview. But beyond that, I would point you to the intelligence community.
That's the biggest nothing answer of all time.
She rips so hard. She's like a very polite Trump. You hate me right now. You're like, everyone's Trump. She's like a very polite, like she's just
Everything
as vicious.
is Trump. It's just like this is so Trump.
She is. I'm just saying she's so
Are y'all
vicious on
seeing this in
reporters.
chat? I promise you, I'm not crazy. When I exploded, everyone's like, "Dude, Steven's crazy right now." I'm telling you, it is a pattern. It is a pattern.
It's fine. You can just
Okay.
But she is vicious, and she's just like she doesn't give any information away if she doesn't want to. Like she'll just cut down a reporter. It's very like she's hard as fuck, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
She never gives any information. She doesn't need to.
Yo, I'm thinking of.
but I
I'm
like how
thinking
she
of
just goes-
bringing. Thinking of bringing
bring him on.
Roberto on. What do you think?
But even on the opening, she goes, you very well know, and everyone here very well knows that they don't check our own people; they check foreign agents. So why are you asking this, idiot?
It might
Like,
it might
that's
be
the
like
vibe
a
I'm
sort
getting.
of like other side diss too, because she's like, hey, if Tuck the Cuck was emailing,
Oh, if you
foreign
that's true.
assets, we might have
Yeah.
some emails, but that might be the style that
That's the
she's
kind of
going
style,
for.
yeah.
But here, hold
It's
on,
really bad for the culture, though. It's good for Tucker because I think his crowd is going to be like, fucking our boy's going to the top. He's attacking the top. But I think for the whole culture, it's very polarizing, very dividing.
very
It's just
dividing.
going
I agree.
to drive people into this corner with him. It's so bad.
Yo, so Roberto Blake's coming on. I want to get his take on this. I want to get his
It's
take on.
it's a conspiracy. He's
By
basically saying
the
it's a
way, the
conspiracy.
reason we're talking about Cuck the Tuck and all that kind of stuff is there's this show that oh, there he is. Yeah, that was quick. My boy's waiting in the
Roberto,
wings, ready to
what's
watch
up,
this
baby?
show, dude. He's ready
What's
to be
up,
a
homie?
part, dude. But ready to be a part of the community. Damn, dude. hold on.
Roberto, come inside.
Okay, 1 second, Roberto. I got you, dude. I got you.
Man, OBS, I'm just figuring out how to learn it.
Boom,
How to use
Roberto
it.
Blake on.
Roberto
live.
Blake. Yo,
Mic's
nice
off.
hat, dude. That's leather.
Mic's off, my guy.
Mic's off.
Boom, he's live.
What about now?
You're live, dude. It's beautiful.
Oh, hey, what's
Sounded
up?
good.
Got that. What's up?
Roberto Blake,
Hey,
guys, give it up for Roberto Blake. We haven't had him as a guest for too long. It's
Yeah, we
it's good
haven't
to
had a
have you
guest
back, man.
Yeah, no, you guys are so like late night. It's like I'm like 37. I'm old. This is bedtime.
Dude, we're rocking, dude. You're looking good, man. Yo,
Yeah, thanks.
Tell me, okay, I got to get your hot take on this. I wish you had
Sure.
been here for the last segment about these
All right.
cryptos with influencers. They're pumping
Mm-hmm.
things that they're not going to be around in a year, 2 years, 3 years. They're flash in the pan, and they just take money from their fans. How do you feel
Mm-hmm.
about that?
Well, I don't like it. Like, and then in general, right now we just have like this absurd like crypto like scam mania going on. I mean, you've seen like all these WhatsApp comments, like, and you would think that YouTube would be able to do something about it. And I'm like, how like they've literally seen people's entire channels get hacked for crypto scams, and their whole security team has had to restore channels. It's been small YouTubers, it's been big YouTubers. It takes a lot longer with small YouTubers. Even my friend John Prosser, I don't know if you guys know Front Page Tech, like not only did they hack his channel, but then because they changed the back end of his AdSense, it took 2 months for them to get their ad money back.
Oh my God. They just went and played around with the AdSense like those
Yeah,
idiots.
no, they changed the bank routing.
That's
and this
not
other
right.
this one girl I know, she got fleeced for like $30,000 because they changed her ads. I'm not joking. Yeah. It's like
Man,
so like
that's bullshit. That's
it's
like
bad.
robbing someone's house and then just breaking shit.
It's like really bad.
On top of robbing them. It's like don't just break shit. Like they just like mess up their AdWords. So like what a nightmare. Can you imagine you had AdWords running and then someone just changes the thing? You're like, oh, account drained. Oops.
Yeah, it goes to like because
the
you
other
guys
guy.
know it like deposits
Yeah.
on the 21st. So then instead of it going to you, it goes like to somebody else. It was like this whole thing. And
Oh
like
my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, crypto seems to be in this weird bubble phase and I'm doing my best to bring it to pop.
Yeah, it's the new wild west, you know. It's like it's the new, like, all right, so you remember initially, like, you had all of the initial platforms that were competing for each other back about roughly like 15 years ago. Like everything was new.
Right.
You had 30 flavors of everything, literally 30 flavors of everything, right? That's what crypto is now.
Of websites, but now it's like yeah.
It's like before. It's like when there was like Friendster and thing, and there was like Gmail chat. No, there's like these weird. There was
like there used to be Google
AOL.
Video, Vidler. There were like 30.
Vidler.
People don't realize there were like 30 YouTube competitors, right?
Remember ICQ? Do you guys remember ICQ when I was in high school?
Yes, I do.
Like,
I remember.
So silly, dude. That's all.
I remember that. I remember Java applets. I remember Excite. I told you, I'm old.
Right. Same, dude.
37 over the hill. Like,
yeah, I remember when Napster came out. Like, Napster was like such a big deal. It was like a music stealing platform kind of thing. Or
Napster was. So it's interesting because, like, I mean, ultimately the foundation for everything we have now in a new media economy, basically you could trace a lot of it back to what Napster did by showing that people wanted on-demand digital. We wouldn't have iTunes without Napster.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's been a wild. It's been like 5 Wild Wests in a row. You could almost say like there's been like the internet, like it's just like,
every time
since, like,
there's
the
a
90s.
new thing where people have to figure out the tack, and a bunch of scammers come in and try to make a quick buck. This crypto one is interesting though because the money people like weren't what made the bubble of the websites was investors put their money in who typically are more sophisticated. Like I mean what are called accredited investors.
Yeah, generally speaking, yes.
Yeah.
So what's happening now is that in a lot of these ICOs, it's not accredited investors. It's just like random people with stimulus checks, and they heard about crypto from a friend, and they're saying, it's the next thing. And there's the Logan Paul fans. And
Do you think that some of it is also the concept of the rebellion of the retail investor? Because, I mean, no one likes to hear from like the, God, what's his name? Cooperman. Like, I think it's Lee Cooperman I'm thinking of. It's Lee, right? I know his last name's Cooper. Billionaire investor, goes on MSNBC and Fox a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so he I think it's Leon Cooperman. Like he referred to retail investors as unsophisticated when he was like dunking on the meme stocks and GameStop, Wall Street bets. But now with what you're seeing with crypto, it's like this. No one likes to hear it from like grandpa and high, but like, you know, did he have a point in the fact that you have people that are largely maybe uninformed and sometimes obviously then being gassed up by these people that have no real financial background. I mean, it's like influencers don't have a financial background. They're not, you know, with the exception of like, obviously like maybe your Graham Steffens or something like that. Right. But like they have no background, but they're then just so charismatic, and then people are taking their word at it and investing in a very, well, as Lee would say, unsophisticated way.
Yeah.
And so like it sounds pretentious and elitist and gatekeeping, but then it ends up playing out. So it's like 100%. I'm not trying to like fight for the establishment here, but at the same time, it's like, don't they have a point?
They do. I feel like what they're rebelling against is that the establishment can make rules to protect themselves, to kick away the ladder from the common man. And I think that's unfair. Like they'll give themselves bailouts.
That was GameStop, I feel like.
Yeah, with GameStop, there were these random outages that seem to be asymmetrically favoring hedge funds. And so you've got things like that going on, and people think, oh, that's unfair, so they rebel against that. But I completely agree with you that this idea that somehow the man on the street knows something more about.
We're not armed with the information that these people are. I mean, you saw it with we had some people here, and they probably should have been indicted. We had some people here in Georgia that had information on because of the pandemic. They were briefed, and they went ahead and they made moves on their stocks based on that privileged information before it would ever go public. We don't have access to that information. We don't have access to that, so you can't call it a fair playing field. But
even if you do have that information, I mean, think about playing baseball against a professional who's done it all
Exactly.
his life. It's like you might have the same like visual information, right? What are you going to do with it? You can't do the same thing that the pro does. He's been in the game for
That's
too
why I'm
long.
saying the idea of an even playing field is even farcical itself.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I think look, if people are looking for upside on crypto, I mean, my thought usually is that if you heard about it from if you've heard about it from a friend that usually isn't into crypto, never invest in that thing, because it's reached, once you hear it from the regular guy, the regular Joe, the Logan Pauls of the world, like the people who are just like they're just kind of
it's over. It's over.
It's over. It's reached too many people. There's no
Yeah,
opportunity.
If you hear it from your friend that's soldering motherboards in the other room, then it's legit.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
It's like if the guys who are like plugged in deep, they go, "Hey, I heard about this new thing." That might be a really good opportunity, depending on what the project is.
If your friend's dad tells you, it's over. Your friend's dad, forget it. Two, not in the game, not sophisticated enough.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think it's unfortunate. I think that something interesting you did bring up, though, that like in terms of them rigging and changing the rules, what do you think about the idea that like these the clearinghouses with Robinhood are basically underwritten by the banks for the FDIC insurance and everything like that, but guess who else is? The payment processors that then decide what is and isn't allowed to be transacted on the internet and what's allowed to be paid out in terms of online internet publishing and things like that, which is where you're seeing them then exert control over various different websites. I'm sure you guys saw what happened with like OnlyFans, P-Hub, stuff like that. It's like, but that's coming from payment processors. Payment processors still are then beholden to the traditional financial institutions, which are then underwritten and backed by the government for coverage. So then it's ultimately just the people in that position of power deciding what gets to exist on the internet.
100%.
Right?
I mean, this has been happening with regulators forever. I think even with crypto, it's going to continue to happen, man. I mean, so you saw with crypto, they've had hard times banking. And so they can't find a bank. How do you get a bank? Well, a lot of them will require KYC and AML, know your customer and anti-money laundering laws, where you have to basically require ID. So this crypto thing, which was supposed to be private, you have some privacy. Now there's this whole element of, okay, we're going to kind of make sure we know who you are. And then once we know who you are, then it's like, well, where's your money coming from? I mean, regulation is inevitable, but it's also kind of important, because I hate to say this, but crypto has spawned a whole new wave of criminality, because before, if you're a criminal, where do you put your money? It's not as easy as just like, oh, I just go open a bank.
Yeah.
Crypto's
Well, money laundering, but also Silk Road. Remember Silk Road?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, of course I remember.
And then you have the dark web, and then you have the dark web where all kinds of we don't even want to probably talk about that, but
crypto's untrackable. Are you saying that the U.S. government is going to find
largely untrackable? It's largely untrackable.
Largely untrackable. Because I thought that was their big thing, is that we're not trackable, so you can buy whatever crazy shit on the dark web.
What the whole idea was that there was theoretically, at least in an ethos, there was supposed to be something that would allow and give a different option and choice to consumers that want to not operate with and be beholden to and within the limitations of what these the masters of the universe want to allow for, so to speak. Right?
Yeah.
I know, and I don't. For practical reasons, I'm like, oh, that's rough. How are you going to do? Because again, we just went through why. It's but the thing is, it's not wrong to want some of that, but obviously there's all these downsides of how it can be weaponized or abused, and that's where the regulations come in. But then, do we really also trust the masters of the universe either to just be a different form of corrupt?
No, I mean, it's so tough. I mean,
you can buy people though on the dark web. You can buy people. So you gotta figure. I guess you do gotta track it. I mean, that shit is through. Assassinations are probably through the roof.
No, that's a real. That's a real thing. That's
yeah, assassinations.
There's
'Cause I
weird
heard you
things
can
like
order
that in the
them
dark
on
web.
the dark web,
There
yeah.
was I'm not gonna name who it was around and everything like that, but there was like an influencer that was having like a mental health meltdown, and people put a Deadpool on him on the dark web, like,
Oh my God.
and it was like a whole thing, and it was like, yeah,
That's so fucked up. I shouldn't laugh at that. That's terrible.
it's
But
it's
I
one of
can't
those
believe.
I can see you laughing it off because it's like one of the absurdity, but two, it's so messed up, it's so dark that it's like
It's the absurdity though. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you spending your
It's
time
not-
on?
it was-
Are we so mad at each other? Are we so mad? Are we so angry? This is the only way left. You got to spend $10,000 to kill someone. It's insane.
Have you
But I
have
don't
you
know.
heard of ransomware as a service?
Yes.
Amish?
Ransomwares? No. What's
So,
ransomwares?
Like, you know,
A
old
service?
computer viruses.
Yeah.
So they've like made a comeback because now the new thing, I mean, it's been supercharged by crypto because it's so easy to launder money now with crypto. It went from super hard mode to trivially easy. So now they do this ransomware as a service where you basically can buy all the banger like computer viruses from the past for cheap. Like I can go on the dark web,
Yeah.
and I can go, oh, I'm gonna get like Wanna Cry, or there's a million of them for like $100. I go buy
Yeah.
one of these services, whatever, and it comes with like customer service. It's like, hey, so then I infect your computer.
Yeah.
It locks up all your data, and I go,
Oh
you
my
need to
God.
pay me
Oh my God.
$12,000 and I'll unencrypt
my
it.
God.
But it's crazy because it's like there's
That's
now these companies, these ransomware companies, are operating like little tech companies because they can scale in ways they couldn't before because like it was like getting money was hard. So now they go like, hey, if you want to talk to our customer support about how to get your like money, like your data back, about how to pay the ransom, like let us know. We're happy to help. You know,
within niche economies, there becomes the rampant possibility of like criminality, and now with what technology allows for, the reality is, I'm not being facetious when I say that, like, you now can very easily have super criminals because of the scale of the crime, and the amount of damage that can be done, and done very easily.
Yeah.
Is like, you can't, I don't think you can justify not calling it a level of super criminality. Like, it sounds comic bookish, but I mean, can you really say that when someone from like a bedroom can perpetrate a level of either fraud or damage, or do something like shut down a gas pipeline, a regional gas pipeline?
I thought you were going to bring this up. It's Colonial Pipeline was shut down, and they had to pay millions of dollars to like these hackers.
Oh, so these guys got the virus you're talking about. They got ransomware viruses.
Yeah, and they just sent it to them. They did enough phishing attacks. You have enough employees.
Wow.
You're gonna get somebody.
Yeah.
And what it does is it encrypts everything. There's nothing anyone can do. You
Locks
can't.
it up.
So the
It's
ransomware
done.
customer service, these hackers called them and they go, what do we do? And they go, oh, it's a pipeline. Okay, so tell them that whatever. And like they just coach them through it. They said, okay, let's get 10 million. Like, how much money did they pay?
And then there's
free their
companies that operate as the intermediaries. Like they go, look, we don't want to do this, but we'll help you out if you need to pay a ransom.
Oh my
and they facilitate, like, oh, you need to buy a lot of Bitcoin real quick? We'll get that to you. And then those guys then launder that Bitcoin in what are called mixers. Mixers are giant pots of Bitcoin, okay? And they act as little tumblers, like a imagine your drying machine, right? And
Yeah,
there's constantly money being pulled out and put in, and you throw in a bunch of money, you let it go a few cycles, you pull it out. Are you going to pull out the same dollars you put in? No, dude, you're pulling out clean
Virtual.
money, baby.
Exactly.
The whole it's almost like how, you know, in real banks, every bank has their own vault, but I guess in crypto it's one vault. So you're throwing it in the vault and then you're getting different bills on the way out.
Yeah,
That's
it's literally, it's basically like it's digital money laundering, if you want to call it money, you know.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
Did you guys hear about, this is kind of a tangent, but did you guys hear about how I think North Korea just hijacked like $2 billion from Bangladesh? Like they just stole it from some North Korean hackers got together. People are saying they're funded by the government, but they just jacked
North
like
Korean
$2
hackers
billion
are sick.
out of the Bangladesh government. And they're like broke, man. They're like so screwed, but they were able to just get it out with like the right.
This is what's scary. See, this is what's scary to me. This is what's scary to me is that the thing is, the people that we have in charge that are supposed to protect us are not educated and nuanced enough, and they're not specialists in technology. And technology is the new battlefield. It's like it's the new battlefield for everything. Yeah. And we don't have the average person is not taught any type of self-defense. Like I was actually talking to a friend of mine, and me and her were going back and forth about this. And I was saying that, people think of self-defense only in terms of physicality. It hasn't occurred to people that you need self-defense in terms of finances and mental and emotional well-being, and that like you have people with the dark triad personality types that manipulate people and abuse them, and you have that, right? But then you also have
This is why I keep bringing up Trump, because I'm like, this guy, like we are living in the
I hadn't
age
even
of
thought
if
of him when I was
you're
saying that. I was thinking of
you can kind of own people right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I wasn't thinking of him specifically, but sure.
Who specifically?
But
Trump.
I wasn't thinking of Donald Trump specifically.
No.
He's just thinking about
We're talking about Trump again. Sorry.
other psychos.
I wasn't trying to. Like
no, sorry, I brought that up.
But
I'm just gonna keep saying stuff, but I don't care.
I know.
But like so you have like that in terms of like becoming abused by somebody, right? And then you don't have any self-defense, or the average person doesn't have any self-defense training against, well, how do I protect myself financially? So like you literally have people out here in the real world largely naked and unarmed against the most serious threats to them, because they're only thinking about getting punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
You're right. When you're right,
Yeah,
you're
man.
right, Roberto. I mean, what can I say?
I
You're
feel
talking
like
about the Lazarus attack, by the way, Amish. That was what it was called.
The Lazarus attack?
Yeah.
I texted you
heist.
you like a YouTube video about it. The thing I was the North Korean bank heist, where North Korea jacked a bunch of
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Oh right.
So literally there's no bank robbers anymore. It's just keyboard like warriors.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, it is. It's like all the military guys. A lot of them too, aren't they just like playing a video game? It's like, hey man, I fight with the Royal Air Force of whatever, and it's like, okay, just drove a video game over and
Drone
bombed.
strike
Like I don't
him.
know, drone strike them. Yeah.
Oh, that's that's creepy too, because then that's like where, what do we do about 3D printing?
What about it?
Right.
Well, right now, I mean, you do know that right now it's possible to make a composite weapon that's not detectable by the conventional monitors and then go into a public place, right?
This is going to be an issue. Yeah.
Yikes.
And the
even
thing is,
viruses.
the schematics are available for people, and the thing is, you can just go to the dark web and you can get the schematics that you need.
Yeah.
And then the materials aren't considered any problem because they're used in conventional things, and then all of a sudden,
Dude, I bet on the dark web they have the next COVID strain. Some guy sitting on it.
don't tell me that. I'm gonna have an anxiety attack.
No. Actually, like what? Like I did have a friend. He's more of an acquaintance, but he literally owns a compound out in like Thailand. And I said, why did you get that? He's like, well, because I knew COVID was coming. It's like, what did you know? What do you mean you knew COVID was coming? He's like, well, he goes, I was at a TED conference with all of the top people, right? And every night someone would give a dinner and a lecture. Like someone would host the dinner with a lecture. And one of the top virologists at one of these lectures was randomly asked, he goes, hey, what's your number one fear? And he goes, are you sure you want me to answer that? And I was like, yeah, answer it. And he goes, well, I'm scared of basically the rise of hobby gene editing, like getting into the hands of a lot of people.
Yeah, I've
because
heard about
gene
that,
editing has gone from this tiny tech that no one was really playing with to where now it went from like governments are exploring it, researchers in the most modest of ways, to now private companies are exploring it, to now eventually the cost of having access to this technology might go down in the same way that
Dude,
a personal computer has gone down in price, right? Like where it can become reasonably affordable.
People are doing it in their backyard and shit. Like people are into it. There's there's always a hobby market of like, there's always like a market of like small number of people that are like, I just like to work on.
Yo, but somebody's going to come
gene
up and
editing.
go, yo, I want to bring back, I want to see what that banger like Black Death plague was about. Let me revive that.
You know, they actually lost like samples of that last year.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. No, that was a real thing that happened. Yeah, that's a real thing that happened. They lost some samples of that last
How do
year.
you lose samples, dog?
We are.
What are we doing?
yeah.
What are we doing?
Are we closing
Right.
again? I feel like things are opening, and I'm like, are we opening? Are we opening? You guys are just opening in America.
But no, it's crazy. Did you guys have heard of CRISPR Therapeutics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
CRISPR.
they're into the
I didn't know
gene. They're into the gene editing stuff and
Yeah.
everything like that. They're up 7% today. They're up in the last 5 days. They're up 22%. They're up 39 in the month.
Drip.
It's like again, and it's funny. You just were talking about the gene editing technology and everything like that. They're like all in on that. And yeah, and in the last year, 106% up, dude.
Wow.
That should be terrifying.
It's coming along, so that we can make super soldiers
up,
now.
Up 1,000 over the last 5 years. That's terrifying to me.
So, do you guys worry? We're all Westerners, we're all Americans, we're all capitalists. Do you guys worry that a lot of power is getting into the hands of a very few amount of people, and they're going to be the ones that own this? And then what do they do to us?
That's always been. Oh, you mean the thing that's always been for the last, what, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 years?
Back to
consolidation
slavery.
of power into the hands of a handful of people, the hoarding of information and knowledge among a chosen few, then handed to their bloodline as per usual. Like, perish the thought. It's not like we haven't seen that play out. in
Right.
perpetuity.
We've had basically 40, 50 years
Bang,
of
bang.
it not being like that. And we think now like, oh, it's like this now.
We didn't
And it's
have
like, no,
30,
this
40,
is
50
years.
years of that. We
It's
had
been
the
100.
illusion of 30, 40, 50 years of that, Amish.
Illusion, like meaning, okay, I'm just talking about there has been a rise of a middle class, let's say in America.
I agree
It
with that.
seems like it's dwindling, but 70s, 80s,
Actually-
90s, it seemed like prosperous. It's doing great, whatever.
Actually,
this is
no.
the first generation. Yeah,
Actually, no. There's not been a rise in the middle class. There's been the illusion of the rise in the middle class. I'll debate you on that because you know what? People think they're moving to the middle because they don't know what the top looks like. Because the reality is, when what the top of what an individual can achieve becomes so disproportionately high, people don't have a sense of what velocity and momentum is. They're only imagining that they're middle class because they're middle
my
class. They'd be
God.
middle class relative to what was possible in their parents'
The
time.
top is telescoping. You're saying it's like a logarithmic graph. It's moving away from them as they go up. Yeah, no, it's true. It's an illusion. It's like a pyramid scheme. It just goes higher and higher, and like you come in, it's like you're.
Well,
not
it's more
gonna-
of an optical illusion than it is a pyramid scheme. It's an optical illusion. It's what is it they
Yeah.
say? Objects may appear closer than they actually are.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like you were mentioning this too. You're saying like straight up we're going slavery, whereas I'm saying it's been 100 years of
I
not
don't know
everyone.
that I would say
just some
I wouldn't
people.
go so far as that because again, comparatively, it's infinitely better. Only relative to what has come before, but not even relative to what is possible in the present. If you actually look at the top, meaning relativity-wise. People think they're in the middle because again, they're thinking about what came before. So they think that that's the middle relative to them or that they think that's okay. But that's just because they don't know what peak is because then relative to that, you
nothing.
might be at the top of the bottom at best.
Right. So we're already
Roberto, you're slinging bangers tonight, dude.
We're already going into this.
Woo!
You're saying. We're going in. We're going into the
I gotta put
the
my
divide.
glasses on for that, dude. I'm sorry. Dude. Hold on.
That's beautiful.
Wow, dude, slinging some bangers. Holy crap.
So Roberto, you're saying it's over though.
No, I'm saying that we have to be mindful. I mean, and the thing is, I don't think it's a cause for absolute despair. I just think we need to understand what is. You know, if you know what is, that's a start. That's a start. But like, make no mistake, it's like, all right, we're really going to theoretically resolve something that has just been part of how we operate as a species for the longest time. That's a little arrogant to think that we're going to do that. That doesn't mean we can't do okay, but it just means that we have to be realistic about what is.
Correct. I think progress will be the death of us all.
Probably. Well, it depends. Do we become an interplanetary species or not?
Oh no, dude! I think that's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream perpetuated by Elon Musk.
Come
dude.
on, no. You must believe, Steven. We must go to the stars.
No.
All things are possible.
It's actually a pipe dream.
I mean, right now it is. We don't have the technology yet. I'm saying we need the next technology.
No. I mean, well, okay, yeah, you're right.
Like star hopping, like going into the fabric of space time and just popping up over there. That we need something like that. This whole thing.
But we don't know if that's possible ever, though. You're saying we haven't figured it out, but what I'm saying is, there's not an indication that we could ever. It would require.
Where there's an indication that it's a
fundamental
naturally
change.
occurring phenomenon.
Yeah,
there's an indication it's a naturally occurring phenomenon.
Yeah, the flash out, flash in. There's some interesting stuff happening in that. What is it called? Quantum theory space. In the
that and with
space?
what we're seeing with particle physics and what they're seeing with dark matter, it shows us that what we believe. You know that what we believe was true is like changing and everything like that. Did you hear that we found out just like 2 or 3 years ago that there's a such thing as silicon-based life forms? We only thought there were carbon-based life forms.
Hang on, guys.
There can
Hang
be
on.
a revolutionary
Y'all are trying to change the subject on me. I said there's no way we're becoming interplanetary because what planet are we going to go to? Mars?
No. I'm talking about we got to figure out how to make a portal here right to it's got to be like a far away place.
So I don't think we start with Mars because I think that, like you said, I think that that's initially a little far-fetched. Even if we can get to Mars, I don't think that Mars becomes what's habitable, but it could be a staging ground for what is. I think it's more likely that we end up with space colonies. I think that we end up using things like the Lagrange points and that we end up creating basically...
I have no idea what the Lagrange points are.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember this and how it was explained to me. Because by the way, I'm not an expert on this. I'm just a space nerd, but as a hobby. But the way it was explained to me is that there are specific orbital points in our gravity, and that's how we have the current space stations now that are stable. There are stable points. There are stable points within.
I got you. I got you.
So you have to pick these specific points. Because you can't just throw things up into space and then have those satellites orbiting. You have to pick these. And those are referred to largely as Lagrange points. So again, just the
Lagrange points. Okay.
So just to make it in layman's terms, if we utilize what we know in terms of that already to create not what we have in terms of the International Space Station, but to be able to create stable, habitable colonies. You have to remember, just like how when the West was colonized, they had to stay close to the sea. They had to stay close and they had to also found towns near rivers because they needed transport,
they
logistics,
needed little bases, like
things
drop
of
offs
that
along
nature.
the way.
So if we start expanding into space, we have to also create our own version of trade routes and supply lines and stable points, and figure out the logistics of that, figure out what points of no return would actually look like, and create staging grounds for this and everything like that, much in the way that colonization has always worked. So that's what we'd have to do. It's far-fetched to say, oh, we're just going to terraform Mars. You don't have trade routes to Mars right now. You'd have to establish and basically build the
you'd have to have people living there.
Roads.
You have to have people living there, almost like make a little economy over there, and then they can be self-sustaining. But I'm almost more interested in what about remember Deep Space Nine? They had a wormhole, and it's going way across. So I'm thinking we're Earth. There's someone like Earth and cool like us, but it's based on future technologies. There's someone cool like us way across somewhere.
Wait. It's based on future technologies. No, it's based on someone's imagination.
Well, almost everything we have right now that's scientific fact was thought up in sci-fi, largely though attributed to Isaac Asimov. You guys ever read Asimov?
Yeah. Foundation. Great show. Great book.
I think that even in our own time, I think we're experiencing what was it, the Tetrian Empire or something in Foundation? I think that's how, or but anyway, like the Galactic Empire in Foundation was going through a growing pains upheaval where there was possibly the threat of anarchy and a dark age and the loss of knowledge, right? I think that even right now in our own time, we're going through something similar.
Loss of knowledge.
Well, it's possible that, think about how much we rely on the internet and technology for things, to the point to where people have forgotten analog, that trade skills are becoming less and less prevalent. Think about the fact that we don't memorize phone numbers. We just rely on our device to do a lot of things. It's so the possibility realistically of us experiencing a true loss of knowledge in a dark age of some kind if there were some kind of global catastrophe. Let's say a solar flare, for example.
Oh my God.
Instead of worrying about a lot of the things that I think Elon and Bezos and them are worrying about, what about the preservation of what we currently have in some way? And I'm not just talking about environmentally, but I mean, literally, we don't have any safeguards in place for a solar flare that disrupts our existing technology and sends us back to the Stone Age.
Yeah. Even another COVID. We're not prepared for another COVID, really.
That properly. Too. Think about it.
Yeah. Even this one, they were saying, like,
still,
get prepared for it.
We're
And
literally
still,
still prescribing. If you go to the hospital, they give you like water and chicken noodle soup. They have nothing for COVID still.
You just take the vaccine. That's it.
Well, that's the only solution. But that's the only solution.
But isn't it? It's like a cold. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. It just seems like you guys are open now, and it's like COVID's over. That's what it seems like. American, 100%. Everyone I know from America, their attitude is like, it's over.
Hey, where
COVID?
Roberto, are you in LA?
I'm in Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
So y'all are probably semi-open, right?
Yeah,
we're getting pretty open.
They're not as rock and roll as Texas, dude. Texas, they're like,
Texas didn't give a
shit.
But the thing is, like, we're not as rock and roll as Texas and everything like that. But we've had our share of problems that have been created.
I mean,
just mishandling of COVID.
Look, a lot of people screwed up.
We're going through hardships.
Hey, we got some big super chats. I got to read these real quick, guys. We got to be respectful. $10 from Zorro. I'm all for decentralization, but it puts so much more personal responsibility in the individual. You need to be aware getting into crypto, not only of scams, but also mistakes on your part. This is a big thing too. You're right. It's like, yeah, I agree. Tom Nash in chat, dude. What's up, man? Hey, good to see you as always. Yo, we got Zorro again, $5. Just reread Jurassic Park, and this gene science talk is giving me flashbacks.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. C Mace, $5. I can't tell if I'm too high or not high enough for this. LMAO, what has the drip become in the last 10 minutes? At Peter Sawara, $50. Thanks, man.
Wow.
Gene editing is like plastic surgery. Read the book Homo Deus.
Homo Deus.
Deus, whatever. It's part of our evolution and nature of seeking novelty.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Peter Suara. Wow.
And what? You got something, Amish?
No, I think that's it.
That's an interesting thought. That gene editing then becomes a fashionable novelty like plastic surgery.
Yeah. It's gonna be the new sexy thing. Someone who can do a little magic.
Terrifying.
That's what I mean. People are gonna do it at home. Like it's like like I think people will do it. It'll be like a beauty salon. You go in and they're like, "What do you want? Your nose is a little. You want to do the nose? Okay, cool. Beep, 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 beep. Just fix." Dude, everyone's gonna be sexy.
It's gonna be like character select.
But there's there's so many ways that gets dark though. There's so many ways.
Yeah,
a million.
Oh yeah. Well, this is what I think is okay. This is what I was saying about the small number of people having like hyperpower and working on these technologies. Like, do you think, let's just say Bezos gets a jump on it or China gets a jump on it, and then they implement it on a mass level where they go, okay, so now in China, we're only going to have super rock and roll bad boys. That's it. And
that's a terrifying prospect. I mean, China, I'm not like, I would be worried about that, but on another level, then looking at their cultural values, maybe not. The Chinese Communist Party is a whole nother topic, but then again, their cultural ethos, I don't know that it would even, I don't know that would happen. I'm more concerned about a very small group of ideological radicals basically finding a way to get a super soldier serum. That worries me a little bit more, or them getting a hold of the ability to make a retrovirus that can target specific people. That worries the hell out of me, or them using ransomware to do something further to disrupt our logistics in a way that's like ridiculous, because like, all right, shutting down the regional pipeline, that's one thing, but can you imagine if they managed to target like the most the biggest non-technology employer in like a rural or Midwestern area, they could completely cause upheaval in an entire community at scale, and they could just replicate that over and over and sow anarchy into this country if they were like, if they managed to figure that out. Like that's a terrifying prospect.
That is terrifying. It's all like computer warfare now. I remember even there was, I think Iran and Israel like we're talking about 5-10 years ago, they were doing cyber attacks on each other on like a nuclear plant. Like I think Israeli government funded a thing where they're doing, this is all allegedly, but like there are these cyber attacks going on between even countries where people are like, okay, we're gonna mess with.
Well, our firewall is constantly getting pinged, like ting 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 ting.
Yeah. There's been a couple of banger hackers though. I mean, there's these guys.
Yeah.
This is a big one. This shutting down the pipeline.
Yeah.
I feel like is it anonymous? The other ones. Those guys are pretty rock and roll. Anonymous, and they even have. Like,
I don't know if they are or not. I don't know what they actually have done.
Do not. Didn't they try some
social marketing? Good marketing. Do you know what they've done? Good marketing.
Good marketing. Yeah,
they got a great brand. They got a fantastic brand.
I
buy the merch.
Yeah, it is a sexy brand.
Dude.
You know why? Because that movie. Remember that movie that was
V for
like
Vendetta?
V for Vendetta. It's sexy. Like everyone loved that movie growing up, right? And it had this revolutionary
it's
spirit.
one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then
the cinematography alone in that movie is just
it's the Wachowski brothers, right?
Plot's amazing.
The writing was great, but also the execution of visual tonality in that movie is a masterclass.
Yeah. It's tight.
I knew you'd like that. I know that appeals to you, Roberto.
Oh yeah.
What'd you think of that next movie they did where it was a Cloud Atlas? Did you think that was silly? What'd you think of that? Did you watch it?
I liked it's hard to remember that one. That was a while back. But here's the thing. But I liked the visuals a lot. I remember that much of it.
Yeah.
I like Elysium was interesting to me.
Yeah. Is that the one where it Ben Affleck?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
No, it's Matt Damon. Yeah, it's Matt Damon.
And it's like healthcare. The people in heaven have healthcare, and the people on the ground no healthcare. But the healthcare is like a machine. It's very interesting. It was very, very, very cool movie. I like that. I like Day After Tomorrow too. Yeah, there's been some banger sci-fi coming out.
Yo, Lance Anthony says, become a Luddite, everyone. I agree, dude. I am so close. If I had $1 million, I'd move out to a farm and I'd never see any of you again. I'd be out, dude. I'd be like, or even if I had internet, I'd have internet on like some sketchy, like far away location.
You're already going to become that. You're going to become that.
Y'all want to like?
I'm heading there. I already feel
you
it.
are because you're basically just going to do your show and be like, I don't want to go out.
We can probably just go in together on like an island affordably.
Yeah.
With like
I hear one's on sale right now. Little Saint
YouTube
Bart's
Island.
or whatever. Little Saint whatever.
Yeah.
Little
just
Saint
go in
James.
on an island.
What's Epstein's Island? I hear that one's up for sale.
What do you think? You think the property value?
Wait, it has infrastructure. Wait, it already has infrastructure.
It has
Dude,
infrastructure.
it's got
It has like
plumbing,
it has a big
dude.
ant mansion and everything. Yeah.
$5, Zorro. Hey, let's show some respect. V for
What's up,
Vendetta
baby?
was a comic first, guys. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's fair.
That is true.
Was it a comic or was it a graphic novel?
Oh,
True.
graphic novel maybe.
I actually would love to know, because you're into like cinematography and stuff. So I'm trying to expand the Coffeezilla universe, Roberto. What's next? What's the next big thing? Chat, tell me, what's the next big thing for the Coffeezilla universe? I've been racking my brain. I've been doing a ton of world building lately, trying to think it up, think about the next thing we got. Now we got
So
Maxwell.
what do you want it? So here's the thing. The lore.
Yes.
You have to go lore.
Yes.
The lore.
It's
You
good
got the
stuff.
robot. You got the guy.
Maxwell
You
the
got your
base
boy.
robot, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I like
So you have
that.
to think. So you have to consider the lore, and you have to consider part of lore is also locations, because right now you have a few locations, but then so the expansion is you expand the actual literal physical foundation of the world, because the physical foundation of the world then shapes the characters that play within that world. You also have to think and address about what are the systems of logic within the universe, right? And you have to also think about what other mechanics exist within that universe as well.
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Well, again, it depends on
Tell me
the
what you
thematics.
think. Tell me what you think, guys.
I think you got to go on the theme of righteousness, dude, and self-reliance. That's what the theme is,
Well-
and that's basically in the world. That's what makes people.
Well, what I want to ask is, what are your favorite cultural influences?
Oh, great question. Cowboy Bebop, Sherlock Holmes. I would say like definitely some Blade Runner vibes for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you used future aesthetic. So a used future aesthetic.
Yeah, no,
so it's a
100%.
grunge-
It's a retro future. Yeah.
Yeah, grunge, retro, future. But the thing is, you need something there that's then also like a little of that dark and that grime. So you need something that adds to the lore that like facilitates that, and you need a location that represents that more the grungier part of that aesthetic for one
Okay,
thing.
so
You also
yes,
you also need a character. You also need some kind of like character in the universe that's kind of like have you seen the latest John Wick, the third one?
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I've seen it.
All right, so you need a character close to the one Lawrence Fishburne is playing in that under the table character. You need somebody that's part of the underworld. You need somebody that's part of the underworld.
He's like a mentor character. Is he a mentor?
Can be, or can be like the person playing both sides or all sides. The person that is basically is like operates as an information broker. Is like you know, the person who knows everything, is involved in everything, and is on their own side.
Yeah,
so to speak.
that's always a good character. Yeah, that's always a good character.
The person on their own side, the person playing all the angles, seeing everything. But is part of the underworld.
Yeah. It's like in Blood Diamond, or like when Leonardo DiCaprio, they land in Africa. There's one guy who's like, I know the whole area. Like he just knows everyone. He knows where to take them. He knows he's the driver or whatever. He knows how to get around. So you're saying you need someone that has the inside word.
Yeah.
They know what's happening in the whole community.
You need a man of the streets. You know, you need somebody like that.
I totally agree. So I think I need actually a few new characters. So my ultimate goal, and a lot of people think I'm crazy because they go, dude, you have a show that works. Why are you like adding stuff? And I'm like, dude, I need to do this. I have an itch to tell stories, like real stories, like a show, like an actual show, instead of just me talking to the camera. So sort of how I envision it is that it's a show within a show. So just like you might have a show like Frasier, where like the guy has a day job as a radio guy, and then he has this whole cast of characters around him. That's sort of what I'm envisioning.
Mary Tyler Moore Show was a show within a show. Dick Van Dyke was a show within a show. I'm just going back to excuse me. I'm just going back really old school to say that this is not a new idea.
I don't think it's a new idea at all.
But even like for the audience who may be like thinking like I'm saying it's not far-fetched that you want to go in this direction. It's something that has been within.
It hasn't been done quite on YouTube though. And I'm like, I don't know. That's the part I'm trying to like deconstruct, because here's the thing. The fourth wall break is weird, because even in those other shows, there's this idea that I think, if I'm not wrong, that the audience doesn't quite exist. Like, they don't look at the camera and go, hey guys,
House of Cards, House of Lies. House of Cards, House of Lies. Those have the asides within them.
They do that.
That's true.
They just talk
and
to the
those
camera.
are also a darker political thriller, which is what you kind of have in a way.
Weird that he gets away with it on that. I've never seen it. I think House of Cards is the first time I saw it.
And then in House of Lies with Don Cheadle.
Yeah, he does it too. That's right. Yeah, I have seen that actually.
I need to bring on some more like basically actors. So I got this guy Technicals for, you know Technicals?
No, I'm not familiar.
He's like a new upcoming YouTuber. It's a cool guy.
Sweet.
But he's my robot voice actor. I think I need a femme fatale character. That's super common.
Because of noir. Yeah.
That's the noir feel. And it's what is classic about the femme fatale is that she is like actually has a problem with money usually. She's got some money problems. And that fits within like the fraud thing. Is like some like you're in bed with the wrong people kind of thing. Like you're in trouble with them. Whatever.
And she made some sales. She had a downline. She's coming to you like, oh, I'm in the downline. Yeah, but she probably scared. That's what ends up happening. Like
I'm thinking, how do I bring those people into my world? Do I have to bring them to, to where I live? I mean, that's kind of like that's a lot of money.
Not necessarily, because the thing is, it depends on like, so you can do staging because they've figured out this before, and you can almost think of it as, but doing it with humans. Think of it like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but with human beings.
Right.
So what I would say is, if they don't have necessarily the resources to do some of what you're doing production wise, at least as far as lighting and screens and things like that, if you can put together a kit that makes sense for and you just finance that, because then you're not doing a massive investment in travel and production. And even in that's a new age thing, is like this is a new way to collab, and it's also using old school techniques from the 80s with what they did with Cool World and Roger Rabbit and Boomer. And
Nito! Sorry, somebody begged me to say Nito in the super chat.
Everyone's doing this thing though right now too, where there's like Zoom dramas coming out, like dramas that take place on Zoom, and like other characters come in these creative ways. I mean, they can be really tight too. I mean, you can basically write each character so that they have a certain setting. It's almost like a part of the joke, especially like, let's just say you're in the.
Well, I got Amish coming in. He's definitely going to be a character, by the way.
Yeah. I have my digital ashram.
He has his digital ashram.
And I have a bus. I have a meditation bus that I can travel around with.
He's like the old wise sage.
Yeah. And we can travel around in the meditation bus.
I've come up with part of it. You know how like you have some of these scenes that play out in the old TV set?
Yeah.
That can be some of like that. Some of it can also be even communicating with people via some kind of communication device, kind of like Dick Tracy's watch or Star Wars's holograms and HoloNet, and or also even Solid Snake's setup and everything like that. And that allows interaction in ways that make sense. But you can also give people standalone scenes and monologues and everything like that they can film on their own, and that you can do the editing and you can do the atmosphere for, and so on and so forth, as long as they film against their screen and so on and so forth. And then you have that, you bring it in, and that's what marries it, because then all they have to do is do their performance, and then you're doing the integration.
You know what could be silly, dude?
Do you think there's an audience for this? Like enough? Because it's so. What I'm realizing is so much work. I'm gonna have to upload less, like a lot less, because it's so much.
But you gotta write. You gotta write it so that you don't have to shoot too much.
I think here's the thing. I think you can have this show, and I think that this show is. I think you can do some op-ed editorial stuff that can be evergreen, that you can kind of like do easily enough to keep giving people who've came for a certain thing. Because when I tell people about when they're pivoting, I tell them you start by adding rather than subtracting. So you keep giving people what they expect and what they come for, but you layer on top of that something new you want to introduce to be a value add. And the thing is, as you build a new audience around the value add, if you start pulling back from the old thing, it doesn't matter, because you've now balanced off the audiences and you've like moved people over, and there's also evergreen stuff to consume. And then if you get to a point to where it actually is viable, you could even find ways to, since you now are expanding the universe, have other people do some of the easy standalone content, not as filler, but again, as something that just fits something that's easy to just walk into versus a narrative.
I mean, like, you know what the easiest thing you could do is you just make them like an undercover agent. So no matter where they are, they're like, hey, I got
love
everything.
the idea
and it
of
comes
cameos.
in.
I love the idea of
and
like,
it just comes in as one of the screens. You know what I'm saying?
YouTuber cameos where like they just drop in the world and they have all these backstories and stuff. I really
yeah.
And some people's initial cameo could be that
should create a crypto coin around.
They're a back. Some people's cameo could be even that they're like a background like character, at least at the start, that they're just an Easter egg, so to speak. They could be someone that's on a electronic billboard, you know,
or even like, what about these? You ever thought about these? Dude, puppetry's legit. I remember I used to work with this puppeteer, and she did all these kid shows, and then they would make puppets, and then they would do the voice. Like, this is pretty doable on YouTube. I've even seen people do little characters too, like where they're like, "What do you mean, Spider-Man?" And then the Spider-Man, it's just a figure,
can't
but
do
it'll talk.
puppets. I mean, it doesn't fit.
No, puppets. I don't. I agree. I think you have to. Again, this is why establishing the lore.
Yeah.
Keep the aesthetic. You have to establish the lore, and again, you have to establish what does and does not exist in the universe.
Okay, so here was my initial thought. So originally, I had this whole idea. Here's the thesis of like the Coffeezilla show. This was my first thought that made me spin off into like, let me create this wild world. I was watching news shows, and I was watching them talk about these horrific crimes, like so this young girl was caught in, you know, kidnapped and murdered today, blah 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 blah. And I'm watching as these beautiful people with their hair perfect and they're like stacking up their papers, they're shuffling through. They're this beautiful set. everything shiny, reflective.
do I
It
look
doesn't
good?
fit. It doesn't. It
Anything
doesn't
on my lips?
Yeah, it doesn't punch with me because I'm like, I don't see this happening in the world that this beautiful person inhabits, right? Whereas I was like,
Which
I
then
want to create a show.
desensitizes you to the
Correct.
yeah.
I want to create a show that's as grungy as the stories that I cover.
That is, and see, that is the fascinating thing, and that's because I
Where
understand
it's like
an
I'm
immersive.
telling a lie to get you to understand the truth.
No, it's not even telling a lie. It's that you're immersing people in a narrative, because the thing that you're telling them is true. But the thing is, that on the surface, if you just present it as is, that there is a disconnect. And there's also no reason to be invested. There's no reason to be invested in this thing because what does it mean to me? So you're making it meaningful. You're making people invested. Consider the fact that the things and stories we remember are not even the horrific events on the news. It's the V for Vendettas. It's the Elysiums. It's the Matrix. It's the District 9s. It's
a lot of
the
people
Hunger
teach
Games.
that the purpose of the story is that it's a delivery mechanism for a life lesson. And basically the climax of the movie, it's like there's a dark night of the soul. And in that bottom, you have to kill their ego so they can rise up. They get the revelation. That's where you give them the revelation, and then they rise back up to God. That's
Consider what you even just said yourself, Amish. Like, if you look at it, religion is narrative storytelling as a device that is designed to impart a lesson
emotionally.
That we have an emotional connection to, and that is memorable and meaningful enough to impact our life and be reflected in the values that we either champion or that we fight for, or that we ourselves then pass on. So again, information itself is something that's easy to lose or not even process and everything like that. But stories are alive. Stories remain. Stories remain. Information could be meaningless to people, but you tell a good story, it sticks with them, and they'll be telling their kids about it for years to come.
Yeah, and on some level, Yuval Harari says you kind of like live your life like that. You almost like take in the story, you get the revelation, and then it becomes part of your psyche a little bit. And it informs like how you operate in the world, your morality. Your
but how do you do that as like a,
I think
as a
Steven.
YouTuber though?
I think
Actually, it's been partly done. It's been partly done, not to the extent that you want to do. There were a couple of YouTube cinematic universes in the very beginning. There were, for example, Lonely Girl 15 was the original. If you really think about it.
What's her universe though? She was just like a YouTube girl. Like she made a TV show like that. Like
It seemed like she was a normal vlogger, and then the thing is, and it was a scripted vlog, and then it became this meta thing, and it got really dark. It's like you can look into it, but here's another example of less so, but there wasn't as much continuity in it, but the original Freddie Wong videos, but then later Video Game High School. And then also look at, and then here's another one for you. The longest running cinematic universe and original scripted narrative that exists within YouTube is the Psycho series by Jesse McJuggernuggets Ridgway.
Right.
Yeah. I should probably talk to him. I've kind of ripped him in a few videos because he's sometimes a little goofy, but honestly, he did do one of the greatest narrative series. He's like the king of storytelling.
It's the longest one. It's the longest running one.
I need to talk to that guy. Hopefully he'll talk to me.
What's his name again?
His YouTube name is McJuggernuggets. His name is Jesse Ridgway. He has a really interesting... Yeah, McJuggernuggets.
Sick name, dude.
Yeah. It was like he's an OG YouTuber, really OG YouTuber. Like he was probably one of the first YouTubers I ever watched, to be honest with you. Like,
man, some people are so creative.
And he was, and the thing is, he has a really interesting backstory of being like a film student, had a real traumatic event, like that's like you can confirm for real, like brain injury, all that, student loan debt, whole kinds of nonsense, like traumatic, and then decided to take all of that and then make something on YouTube and make something around his self, his life, his pain, and an exaggerated personification of himself, and an exaggeration of like his family situation. And like it worked out. And then he got to do it like forever and for full time, and built this thing and changed the lives of him and his family, paid off all of his student loan debt after a couple of years. And now I think he's either engaged or married now.
There's so many YouTube. I love that. And there's like, and now he's getting married. And that's
yeah, it's like, but like people got to literally watch him go from like feeling like a failure with everything that happened to him and with college and with all the debt and then like actually see him get to tell stories for a living. Like that's and do it for over a decade
That's powerful. Yeah, no, I man, damn.
YouTube has so many of those though. YouTube has so many, just like there's always another batch of famous YouTubers.
But
and a lot of them have these weird
There's
stories.
Not a lot of people who do the deep storytelling like that Psycho Series guy is. You could count probably on your hand the number of people who've really
Psycho Series is McJuggernuggets?
Yeah.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah,
and it's the longest running like narrative
ended it, though,
series
right?
that's been done on the internet. Huh?
He ended it though, right?
No. It can like he said he was going to end it like multiple times for different reasons and everything like that, but it actually still exists and it's he's added to it, you know, but like
wow.
They're like I'm trying to think of how many episodes it is, but it's so crazy how many episodes.
Here's one thing that I want to do too. Is one thing that I see with a lot of stories is they tend to be like low stakes. I sort of want mine to be sort of high stakes. In the sense of the core philosophical question I think I want to explore is it worth being good in a world that seems to reward the bad?
Sinners.
So I think you have to have more than one question because that's one great question, but it's layered because I think you have to, if you're doing that, which has been done by the way, like, okay, so the immediate thing that comes to mind is what's the driver for this? And because like, what's the driver for Batman narratively? Because people reduce it down to just, oh, it's revenge for what happened to his parents. But what it is it's a rebellion against the sense not only of learned helplessness, but also it's an earnest desire from that sense of helplessness because he wasn't able to do anything then and he wants to, and so he can't fail to do anything now. Batman's ultimate trauma, which people don't realize, isn't about vengeance, it's about survivor's guilt. It's about the fact that he Bruce Wayne could be happy, but he can't because the reality and the truth is that Bruce Wayne died in that alley with his parents and Batman is what remains.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to think about what is the driving force that makes us root for the main character. It's like, what drives you, detective? Like there has to be something in a narrative plot that not only defines our character, but challenges the character and then reaffirms his values and why he does what he does.
Yeah. I mean, you know, in
I think it's watching people getting taken advantage of.
Okay, so go with that. We need to see more of the frustration with that.
Right.
And we have to see the examples of it. And we have to have background characters, or we have to have, like, if you have these files that you agonize over constantly, like how Batman is always like, because Batman, depending on which mythology you read, he still doesn't know who the Joker is, you know, and he has these files and he agonizes over the puzzle he cannot solve and the enigma wrapped within the enigma
he cannot solve. I like that.
So the thing
like
is,
that.
you need that thing that you're chasing. Dr. Gregory House is another good thing for you to look back into and everything like that, in terms of like one of the things that drives him, besides the deal with his leg and the fact that nobody was able to figure that one out.
Gregory House, you mean the doctor?
Dr. Gregory
doctor?
House. Yes. There are people that he lost on the table that he's never got over the fact that he wasn't able to find an answer quickly enough.
Wow.
So like,
he's fucked up.
so it's those case files to where whenever he sees that again, it's his trigger. So you need like, I think you need like these cold cases as a plot device.
Yeah.
Cold cases as a plot device, and even cold cases that can resurface, or even the one that got away. Like that's like, that's interesting.
Yeah, who's your nemesis? It's like,
who's the Moriarty? Well, I mean, he would have a rogues gallery. Actually, he would have a rogues gallery.
Well, he has the.
What's the rogue
thing.
gallery? Just like the group of all the different people.
The rogues gallery is like your
all
assortment of ne'er-do-wells, as they say, your villains, so to speak, or whatever.
Your
Rogues gallery.
database of sinners. Your database of
Batman's
sinners.
rogues gallery obviously consists of Poison Ivy, Victor Freeze, Scarecrow.
Who calls it the rogues gallery? They just call it that.
It's always been called the Rogues Gallery for a long time in
The
narrative.
Rogues
Ever since the
Gallery.
Bronze Age of comics books, it's been called the Rogues Gallery. In fact, the Flash's rogues actually literally are called the Rogues, and they actually even have their own set of rules and their code of conduct. Like there's a point where they actually decided that they don't kill civilians; they only torment the Flash. And the thing is,
good morals.
It's more of like a code. It's more of like there's honor among thieves, and they have a code. And the thing is, the rogues even went to war with each other once in the Flash universe, where they had kind of a civil war.
Have you seen the movie where they're like Flash? Dun, 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 da, da. Are you talking about that?
No, you're talking Flash Gordon. I'm talking about the Flash.
Dude, you're not gonna stump Roberto.
That's no stump.
Well,
Why
not
do you think
nerd
it's
stuff.
This guy. He's
Not
got this,
nerd
dude.
stuff.
Okay,
No, I'm
so
asking.
wait,
I'm
wait.
asking if you're talking about the movie.
So this is fascinating. One thing I struggle with is, do you actually introduce, what's the driver? Is it the characters in the story solving internal conflicts, or is it external, like bad guys?
It's both. It's always both.
It's always both, right? The problem is, like, it's really hard to get the type of scenes that I can do. It's really hard to get, like, I mean, would you do an action scene? Like, how do you even do that? What would you do?
So here's the thing. So here's something you could do with an action scene. An action scene could be.
I really should just be content with normal YouTubing. This is going to be such a nightmare, like development nightmare. But if people like it, like, that's the thing. I want to do it, and if people will follow me down the road.
You need a challenge.
Dude, I need this, man.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
You need a challenge.
100%.
You've always wanted to do bigger and better things. You had Coffee Break, and then there was like, okay, there's a point where you like hit ceilings and walls where it's like it's not the right challenge, or it's like
100%.
whatever. And then you came to this, and then you got the spark again, and now it's time for another level.
You're
and
an
the thing
artist.
is, you have the talent.
You're an artist.
You
Go.
have the talent. You have the talent. It's something different. It's something new. And who says that what you've been doing is what you have to keep doing? And there are other people that are doing similar things now. So you've made a name for yourself there. You paved the way there, but you can do it. You can now do a whole new thing that might be, for all we know, for all we know, this becomes something that other people end up aspiring to doing, that becomes more creative, because let's face it, YouTube has become stale in terms of everything feeling like it's been done.
That's why I'm hunting after this, Roberto. I really do feel like nobody's doing anything new. And I'm like, well, I need to stop complaining about it and go try to do it. The reason nobody does it is because it's so freaking hard to do.
Yeah.
When they're, especially, it's hard to do, especially when it's like, I could just farm this forever and be fine, or farm this for 5 or 10 years and retire and be fine. It's like, so it's like, and the thing is, everyone would say, well, that's a reasonable thing to do. And it is, but creative people aren't reasonable.
Yeah, you would never get into YouTube if you were reasonable.
No reasonable person would do this.
No reasonable person gets into this. Let me read this real quick. I appreciate this consulting so much. I want to continue it if you guys have it. Dude, Roberto, you're the man with this, by the way. You too, Amish.
This is what I love doing, man. This is why I do what I do with creators, dude. It's because this is what's actually, it's fun and it's meaningful, and it's like taking people's creativity, their art and soul, and finding a practical execution of it. It is literally the foundation of how things like art and cinematography and publishing and comic books all come to life if somebody figures it out and like finds a way to keep it alive. Like if you look at when Marvel Comics was going under back in the day, they had to someone had to figure these kinds of things out of how we keep the industry alive and so on and so forth. And the thing is, our creator economy has not been around that long. Correct. And there's a lot that can go wrong in this, in a creator's lifespan, even just what happens as a symptom of boredom. So like I love this because I love watching creative people win, and I'm here because there were creative people in the world. There were the Tarantinos, the Spielbergs, the Lucases, like where would any of us be without the impact and the influence that had on us?
That's so, and yeah, and it just makes you want to do that for other people. Noga Adderant, real quick, 15. Thank you, man. We also have David
Zorro,
Macias,
$10.
$5. Coffee has a dark web. Okay. Andrew.
Zorro, $10. I feel like the visual vibe of Mindhunter fits the idea you're discussing, David Fincher-esque in general. Yeah, I do like the look, and you are doing the detective. That's a good point. But it is, your world is, are you keeping yours comedy? Or are you going totally serious?
What do you mean?
It can have both. It can have an element of camp. Even Star Wars had an element of camp, but it's done very well if you look at the fact that they used people who had stage acting capability more than people who came from like television acting per se and everything like that. For example, Ian McDermott, the Emperor Palpatine himself, the voice of the dark side. Ian McDermott is a wonderful talent because he has the right amount of camp. When Emperor Palpatine is doing his thing, he knows he's evil and delicious when he's doing it, and he's just reveling in it. And it's the right amount of camp. And I think that can be fine in anything Steven wants to do, is just the right amount.
They're pretty silly. They're pretty silly, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think, hold on, I got to get through these super chats, then we can talk about everything. Andrei Sergevich, real quick. I'm over here after knee surgery watching this, and I'm starting to panic that the world is ending. I'm going to read the Bible after this. Zorro, never stop the creative expansion. Can't wait to see your ideas come to life. Guest stars. Slots open? Question mark. Potentially, man. Brad Pia, I need one of y'all to scream Nito. I did that earlier. Zorro, if you put in the work, people will appreciate. Thanks, man, dude. Zorro again. Oh yeah. We got Olin Rogers, right? And then did we get the visual vibe of Mindhunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. A lot of.
Did you watch it? Mindhunter?
I've watched a few. I do the dark, like, detective thing. I think the twist of the cyberpunk is. I really like the future.
Cyberpunk is where it's at.
Future retro. I love the idea of robots because they're a big commentary on where our world is going. And I think to be culturally relevant, you have to at least engage with automation in some way.
And they're the comedy element too, because that's where that can be, because they're already something abnormal. Them having the comedic effect versus being overly serious in most cases. That's what Star Wars does for us. That's like, so that framework exists.
You know, what'd be funny too is one of the robots is like I made Ty Lopez $48 trillion and he didn't even pay me anything. But it's like you're in a dystopian world where these guys, like the right guy has to make the right bot, and then it'll just be like, and it just creates this dystopia. Because you're saying there's a couple of different dystopian things that you want to do in it, right? Like the world has ended or whatever. But shouldn't your end of world have come about because of the moral corruption?
Oh, no. One thing I wanted to do. So this is just a total like visual thing. There are a few visual obsessions that I have. I think you can't do it unless
walk us through them. I can help probably solve some of these logistics.
Well, okay, this is impossible to fit in my world because I don't think time travel exists in my world. But there's this idea in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that I've never seen executed right, which is the restaurant at the end of the universe. And basically it's this idea that like you're eating a meal as the world's ending. And you're watching the world end as you're eating a meal.
Do it as a dream sequence. Played up as like maybe something real that could be happening, but do it as a dream sequence. And here's the thing: it could be ending because an influencer is president, by the way, and like it's your ultimate nightmare, and you wake up and the screaming and the panic and the like. You know, and that's visually very entertaining.
Well, it's almost
now you have a way to pull it off because now you have a way to fit it in the universe by just having it be a fantasy, having it be a dream, having it be, a nightmare.
I don't know. I might have to make it a music video. I don't know if I could pull it off. I don't know if I have the balls to pull that off.
You know what I would love to see for you?
It may not even need to be a main episode. It could even just be a standalone thing that exists. And the thing is, it could exist. Because it could be a nightmare, and the nightmare itself can be a prelude for a trailer for something you are going to do.
Will anybody watch this? Is anyone gonna watch this?
No, you know what would be tight, dude? Okay, check this out. Let's just say there's some big bro that's really pissing you off, and then they win a bunch of money, and then they buy all the billboards in town, and then you wake up and you got to see this guy's fucking face everywhere you're driving by. He's like, buy the class, buy my MLS. Why aren't you joining? He's killing it. You just can't stop this guy. So if your nemesis is advertising everywhere, every time you turn on a video, he's like, hey guys, I'm still here, whatever, and you're like, I gotta stop this guy. I gotta fucking stop this guy, this piece of shit. Every time you turn on your
proxy,
phone.
hang on. If it's all right, wait. Actually, if it's an amalgamation, of like, all right. So imagine that you cast someone that is an amalgamation of and an amplification of all the people that you've covered.
Yeah, your
but then
nemesis.
You also can take, but also your rogues gallery can consist of proxies for people that you covered that represent very specific things, so that there's not repetition and not a huge amount of overlap, right?
Right.
So you do that, you have that, so that people who exist as representations of their individual type of wrongdoing in the real world exist now in your universe as foils to you, so that you have a way to tackle the problems that they cause. And the thing is, the community will mentally fill in the blanks on who that is or what that is. But the thing is, you are still addressing their form of villainy. It's more about their form of villainy than the individual. And they're just a proxy for you communicating what the damage that this does and who it impacts. And so, so it's that. Just like if you remember Captain Planet, each of the individual supervillains in Captain Planet represented a form of eco-terrorism.
Yeah. Yo, you know what'd be sick, dude? If this guy starts taking out the ads and even puts your face on the ad. It's like John Cristani shooting the money gun, and he's like, "Oh, Coffeezilla? Fuck you, dude. Fucking bitch. Fuck you." And you're like driving, you're like, "I gotta get that shit taken down, man. What is this shit? Just use my face on the billboards on the ad."
I also thought one theme I want to explore is that we love to abandon the weak. There's no one really who wants to fight for the weak. The weak are hard to are sort of bad business to fight for.
There is no righteousness.
Well, and
you're just seen as goofy if you're into it.
No. I mean, like you look at Apple, they're just like doing slave labor. I mean, and that's always been the case with a ton. I mean, it's not even to get preachy about it. Tons of people do it, and it just is like it's a thing in the universe that all
apathy.
Apathy. Yeah.
Most people just don't care. They're just like
that's apathy.
Yeah,
that's apathy. Yeah.
I think that even in the atmosphere, the atmosphere can also portray that, meaning that the atmosphere in terms of like what happens in the background with people just literally just being downtrodden. And then also just like, again, like you look like a cutaway scene to you looking to, and again, it's CGI'd of like a situation. And then you're just pained and you like see everybody else just walking by, ignoring it and stuff like that. And then you just like, it's that whole enough is enough or not me, or the clenched fist, or it's like, it's symbolic of that. But the thing is, it has to definitely exist. The person and the people and the underclass that you're talking about has to exist within that universe, and has to be a point of pain that drives the narrative.
Yeah, it's like the moral corruption is seen on the streets. The local person suffers because these guys are running rampant. Nobody can stop them. And like infrastructure deteriorating. I feel like you already have that a little bit though.
Well, I think that, I just figured out part of what you're trying to tell and communicate and represent the story. Because you said yourself, is it worth fighting to be good or to stand for something in a world where that seems to not be allowed, in a world where basically villainy has won, right? Yeah. So the world in the universe that your character exists in is a world where villainy has already won.
Correct. Absolutely.
And the thing is, I think that the narrative device has to be that the detective is aware that it's a losing battle and persist anyway.
No, 100%. No. So this is one of the things about Maxwell, is that his quirk is that he agrees it's bad, but he's done the math and he goes, "You are a fool for fighting. Like, why fight? This is inevitable." He sees the math of it and he goes, "No, this is inevitable."
So he's
Coffeezilla.
He's Adrian Veidt. He's Adrian Veidt.
I don't know who that is.
Adrian Veidt, Ozymandias, Watchmen.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that's a good character.
Wait.
Watchmen's so good.
Watchmen. Ozymandias in Watchmen named himself.
He's like a super genius who wins in the end, right? Like he just kills him,
he became all right. So he was born into wealth, gave it all away, started over, traveled the world from zero, like Alexander the Great.
Oh, he's the mega villain. Yeah,
he's
yeah,
mega
yeah.
He starts
villain.
out as a hero, but
He's
then
probably
he
one of the best
realizes the
villains.
world is screwed, and so he
Yeah.
decides the only way to save the world is to become a villain himself. Is the only way to save the world because he has to dupe the world and he has to create mass horror to get the world to avoid nuclear Armageddon. And he had to then also go up against his former crime-fighting allies because they knew that they would stop him. But like, okay, but if you stop me, the world goes to nuclear war, and you guys just say you fight the good fight, but I need to save the world here. So he did the math, and he said, literally, to save 8 billion people, I'm gonna have to kill 30 million people. That's sad math. And he goes that route, and he does it. And then the best line that's ever been written in comics was when he quoted to Rorschach and to Owlman. He's like, do you take me for a comic book villain? Do you think that there's any chance that I would have revealed my master stroke to you if there was any chance that you could prevent it? Stop me? I did it 30 minutes ago.
Wow. Yeah, he's pretty bad.
It's like, I got chills just even quoting
that's
that.
great.
It's like,
That's epic.
Easy.
That's great
He
writing,
rips,
dude. That's
dude.
great
That's a
writing.
good-
Well,
yeah.
no. So Maxwell's similar, but he's not a villain. He's like a sidekick who's along for the ride because he's just amused by the futility of humans in a way where he's like, look, what are you doing? Like, you need to stop this. And then the internet detective's like, no, I gotta do it anyways. I still have to fight for this thing. The femme fatale is in between the two worlds, where she's like sort of on board, but she's actually a little bit into the crime herself, I think. I mean, I don't know. I haven't designed all these characters.
That's what always happens with the femme fatale.
watch
though.
Big O. Watch Big O.
Oh yeah, I know the intro to that.
Oh, not the intro, but like watch it again.
Yeah.
Watch it again. Watch it again.
Big O. What's Big O?
Big O is a dystopian.
I'd have to pull it up. Hold on. I'll play it while you guys go.
It's
Hold
good.
on.
All right, so Big O is a dystopian. It's a dystopian sci-fi noir with elements of traditional crime noir meets Batman meets Gundam, like giant robots.
Oh, that's great. It's anime. Anime.
Yes, and it's
I would
a
like that,
world.
yeah.
It's a world where everybody X amount of years ago lost their memories and everything, and they're like.
Yeah.
I think it's on one of the streaming services. Actually, I think even Cartoon Network might even just have it straight up all the episodes on their
the Big O
their
wow.
their YouTube channel. But yeah,
I just saw Promise Neverland. I don't know if you've seen that. The first season, it's incredible.
don't watch the second season if you care.
No, I'm not gonna
anything
watch
about
it. I'm not gonna watch it.
It's-
I know. I heard it's so bad. But first season's so dark, so good.
Yeah, it's so good, but season 2 just reminds us that we have to learn to live with disappointments in life.
They just screwed it up. I mean, we could also learn to like just write it
Your
better.
piano
guys.
is like that's very well
Sexy.
done, sir.
Yeah, that's hot, dude.
All right. Yeah. No. I've never actually watched that show. I just heard the theme. I was like, that is a dope theme.
Everything that you love is in this show.
All right. I'll check it out.
Oh, the main character's voice actor for the American is the same voice actor as Spike Spiegel.
I'm in, dude. I'm in, dude. I'm in. Actually, that show taught me a lot about voice acting.
Yes.
Cowboy Bebop. Because I was like,
Cowboy Bebop. Oh yeah.
One good voice actor makes a show, dude.
It absolutely does. You know, it's why Cowboy Bebop is one of the anime that allows me to watch dub, to where I can defend dubs.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. I totally agree. If you
It helps that they're all white too. I mean, it doesn't matter. It just matches up. You're like,
actually, they're not. Not in a lot of them.
Yeah.
Not in Cowboy Bebop, for example. There's a lot of like.
Isn't the main guy? He's Asian. The main guy.
Well, Jet is. But
Jet's
not,
voiced by a black guy though.
Yes, but Jet's voiced by a black guy, but
the voices just feel natural. It doesn't feel like I'm watching a show it just feels like an American show, kind of. But like, because the characters.
It could be. It's ambiguous because it's also a weird dystopian future. It's
it's cowboy too, and like there is a bit of a obsession with like Western culture, but like
Yes.
I do like that it is cowboy too, and it's like cowboy in space, so it just works in English. I don't know. I think it's because maybe because it's called Cowboy Bebop.
Well, no,
and I
I
just
mean,
heard it in English, and I'm like, oh, I thought it was just English.
Their whole thing with like music, I mean, that taught me that great
amazing.
music can transform a show. I mean, I'm really inspired by that for a lot of reasons. But yeah, I guess I need to just get over like this hurdle. I feel like an initial hurdle of I've never really done this before, so I'm kind of struggling to be like.
But you have the robot one out.
You have to sort of give yourself permission to do it. You have to be like, no, we can do this.
That's the thing. And sometimes that's what I really help like creators with, because that is the biggest struggle is like, how do I do the next thing, or like, why can I do this? Or like, I mean, you can, there's like, you have like you, in your case, you have the talent, you have the vision, you have these ideas that have been in your head, and you have an audience that genuinely cares about you and wants to support you as a creator. And again, that's why I say that the practical thing is addition versus subtraction. You don't completely code switch on an audience. You add something new to them for them to embrace and to become a part of, and you also attract a new audience along the way, and it all balances out. And like I said, even for the things that people like, and even like or the idea, for example, of doing news flash like content to let people know of things that they should look out for. Like, for one, there's nothing that says that there can't be something creatively and cinematically done in terms of that. If literally just even something as clever as finding a way to literally put yourself into the television screen and do it like that. And then there's also expansion-wise, there's nothing to say that you can't bring on more people that do some of the standalone, easier to churn content and just expand.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I think, one thing that I'm thinking about too is one thing that I love about virtual production is one thing I'm obsessed with. Okay, so I think Nelk really innovated on the merch game. Like, I mean, they're unbelievable. They make commercials for merch, for everything. Like, they're so good at it. They're so good at it.
And
I want to do that
to cancel culture.
I want to do that, but with virtual production.
I think you can, dude. Lucas invented the technology to make Star Wars possible.
Lucas is a boss, dude. Inspiration.
Yeah. So like, think about it. You could coin the techniques that innovate virtual production in online content creation, regardless of platform. Obviously your home is YouTube, and that's where most things go. But think about it. You can truly innovate and actually build something that enables the future of how people express creative ideas.
Well, I think right now we're stuck in this analog, you have to find a place to shoot it, People haven't realized the wave. Like, the wave is this virtual production stuff.
The people innovating it is like, it's what you're doing, it's what Dr. Disrespect is doing, it's what the VTuber community,
VTubers are doing
that's so dope. That's the VTubers and the V streamers in they're virtual, like, it's human beings, but it's animated puppets, but it's not physical puppets, but like virtual anime puppets. It's like rigged to the mannerisms of the humans standing in place of them, and they're doing their own cinematic universes. They're doing collabs. They're doing like, it's this whole. Like, Amish, you got to look into it, but you'll find it fascinating.
No.
YouTube, the cream is rising.
I've thought of one of the things that I thought would be an easy way to implement like some kind of a femme fatale in my show was to get a VTuber to do it.
Yeah.
That could be interesting because, again, that makes me think of Cool World. What's
Cool World? Never seen it.
$5 you don't remember Cool World?
$5 from Zim real quick. I believe Gene Editing will usher in a wave of complicated transracialism. The movie Gattaca comes to mind. I love you, Habibis. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Real quick. Okay. No, that's it. Okay. Sorry. Cool World. What is that?
Cool World was that the 80s or 90s? Amish, I think it's the 90s. Cool World was in the 90s. It's basically an, I think it might be R-rated. It's basically R-rated Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, it's like, you know what it was, Steven?
R-rated Roger Rabbit.
So Roger Rabbit and this movie were both these big innovative things because they were real people, but then they had a cartoon character in it, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy."
It was real humans interacting with cartoon characters and everything like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the dark noir femme fatale element that you're looking for, and the grunginess and griminess is represented in Cool World, and the main plot is that this cartoonist and artist that like created this comic book that was like a like pop culture like phenomenon. He gets out of jail or whatever because he went to jail for some stuff and everything. He's also a little bit of an alcoholic drug addict type. He's like, you know, he's that kind of artist, right? He's like an artist and writer and that type. But the thing is, he's a big deal. He's kind of a big deal. And he gets out of jail and he goes back to his art studio or whatever. And he like has these things where like his whole thing with this comic he made, he thinks he's just having these weird trips like off of like a drug trip or like, you know, or that he envisioned this world. But the thing is, he actually is just once in a while being transported to an actual different dimension. And the thing is, he's just kind of ripping that, and everything thinks he's a comic book genius, whereas he's just really translating the experiences of this dimension that he goes to every once in a while when he goes on these like trips or whatever, right? And he finds out that there's actually another human that he's never encountered in Cool World before that's been there for longer than him, and that one is a detective, and he kind of polices Cool World and keeps things on the up and up.
So it is a lot alike.
It's Brad Pitt, right? Is it Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I think it was Brad Pitt. Yeah, it was Brad Pitt was
it's
the
like
detective.
him. He's in a cartoon though. It's like
it's
real
a
guy
toon
in
world. It's like Cool World is like, and there's like rules in this universe. It's like with like you know, there's like actual rules in this universe and systems of how things work.
Yeah, do you know the channel Quinn's Ideas?
No,
have you heard of this guy? He does amazing channel. Probably like hundreds of thousands subscribers plus, but he just reviews a lot of Isaac Asimov and like science fiction stuff. Incredible channel. He just explains all of the whole history of like, I just love the science and the history inside of a science fiction.
How science fiction becomes science fact, basically.
Yeah. Like Foundations, the stuff that he talks about in that video about like this, because they're like an intergalactic empire. And the stuff he talks about them going through, I'm like, this is all stuff. This is our practice.
That's what I was talking about. Like we are living through the beginning of the fall of our empire.
There's a quote in there that was hilarious. It's like, mankind started to become so specialized that they increasingly knew everything about an increasingly small amount of the total pie of human knowledge, to the point where we discovered that every man knew, or every single, like each man would know everything about nothing.
Yes. We're already kind of there if you think about it.
No.
But we just choose. We choose our like little.
You choose your little
rabbit holes.
You choose your lane. But yeah, there's an interesting idea there too, which is psychohistory. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
I love that concept. So it's the
I
idea
love that so much. I've kind of dabbled in it. You know, there was an actual comic in the Fantastic Four where like Reed Richards made it a real science instead of a pseudoscience.
So wait, it's a real science inside of a comic book, though.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Reed Richards and Reed Richards and Dr. Doom were having like a philosophical conversation about it.
Oh wow. It's kind of like how Klingon is a language from Star Trek. It's like they made the real language as a book. These guys were like, oh, this is a system of therapy, and they made the whole system.
By the way, I can actually tell you that psychohistory is real, because guess what psychohistory is?
Well, it's like statistical.
Psychohistory already exists.
It's supposed to be like human psychology is predictable in a large enough crowd.
Yes, and when combined with statistics and predictable models. And what do you call that? And we're experiencing it right now. What do you call that?
I mean, algorithms.
Internet.
Social media algorithms.
Yeah,
Social media algorithms take large groups and subsects of human behavior and psychology and create predictable, scalable models using mathematics to ultimately predict and anticipate our wants, needs, and desires, aka not only what we want now, but what we will want, and put it in front of us for the purposes of monetizing in the form of commerce and content. Psychohistory already exists.
Well, it's already like it's how they do with the elections. It's like they took Trump off. A lot of people are saying that they took him off, and it's like the social media network can decide who our president's going to be. They can like kind of influence our politics like that. They can take people off. They're censoring. They're showing one side one thing, the other side another thing. So it's
that's the thing that in Foundation is like, oh, what if I then become Hari Seldon and then basically knowing like what levers to pull to then alter the outcome.
Right.
It's a mass manipulation.
And
dude.
you can argue that the tech companies are essentially Hari Seldon.
Yeah. And it's crazy. There's media moguls are always like these megalomaniacs. Like they're always like super powerful and they have this massive control. And it's just happened the same way with Facebook and thing. But back in the day, this happened with newspapers. There'd be like in the like one of the first movies, like Citizen Kane. It's about this guy who's going after this newspaper mogul. So in real life, the guy owned like every newspaper. And then in the movie, he did a rip on this guy, a political thing. And then they, in real life, that newspaper owner, he ruined the guy's life who made Citizen Kane. He's like, I'm going to fuck you up because you fucking aired out the dirty laundry about me and my girlfriend. I'm going to fuck your shit up. And then he didn't let it get released in anything. And then he didn't, like, he fucked up the guy's career. That guy's name was Orson Welles, right? Roberto, you know. Orson Welles?
I believe it was.
He was like this super genius and he made Citizen Kane. And then, but it was very much about like him against a media mogul. And then in real life, they beefed.
There's an incredible movie also called F is for Fake. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, 100 like full movie.
Oh wow!
By Orson Welles. That guy.
Orson Welles. Yeah. He's a legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he made Citizen Kane, and then this newspaper mogul is like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna fuck you up." And even while he was making the movie, the newspaper mogul told him, "Do not include this story of me and my mistress or whatever." And Orson Welles said, "Rock and roll, say fuck you, babe, rock and roll." He put it in. And this guy just said, "Fuck you, I'm ruining your life." And then there's a movie called RKO 271.
You know what that reminds me of? That makes me afraid for Marco. Because like Marco would be Orson Welles.
You're seeing Marco. I'm seeing Peter Thiel beefing with people.
No, I'm seeing Marco would be Orson Welles in that scenario.
Yeah, Marco is. Yeah. He is going up against like these giants for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm like, that's what terrifies me for him.
It's terrifying. Yeah.
For him. I'm afraid for him.
I don't think these guys are gonna do the damage because that was like William Henry Hearst or something. He owned every newspaper. Like he really ruined this guy. These MLM guys, they seem shaky. They seem like up one day, down the next day. They're not like so rich.
Don't ever underestimate what an unhinged person in the 21st century is actually capable of.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, I would hope not too, but I think that we know better at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you've been doxxed a couple of times, right, Steven? How bad do you think you could get violence-wise?
Thanks for bringing that up, Mish. Let's just keep talking about that.
I mean, it's happening. Right. It's happened to you a couple of times now.
Like, all right, pivot off.
Not dogs, but like just what could happen.
Yeah.
The cost of being right.
It's wild in the YouTube streets.
Here's the thing. Just as a general rule, you don't talk about it. That's the whole rule, by the way. So now that we brought it up, let me explain it. You never talk about it.
Yeah.
Why? Because you give those people attention and they will think they're getting something out of it. The only thing you could do, this is why you'll never see a creator talk about like their harassment, whatever. It's not because it isn't happening. It wasn't until I became a YouTuber, talked to other YouTubers that I realized, oh, this is a huge problem. No one can talk about it though. It's like you're held prisoner.
Yeah, no, there's a list. Actually, there's a list of things, literally a list of things we cannot talk about because it also, if nothing else, gives people ideas of, what to do. Like, it's like
what are you talking about? Like an actual list?
No, like I'll talk to you offline about there's ways to do things that are very unsavory that if you talk about what has been done to you, then it gives people the idea to do those things to other people 100%. And to you. And it's
people don't bring that up. Like just in general, like because other YouTubers don't want to talk about it
for a good reason. No, it's not weird. It's like, it's a safety. It's like an actual,
it's like a safety issue.
Yeah.
Because you just talk about it and then people think about it and they go do it. Like XQC was just talking about this. Stuff was happening at his house so much he had to literally moved houses because of what was happening.
I know YouTubers.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, how bad do you think you could get from Marco? Like,
I know people. I know people who have moved 3 times in the last 5 years, specifically around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, you could argue, must be nice to afford it, but it's like, it's not really nice to uproot your family and have to do that and have to deal with it.
I hate moving. It's moving when I volunteered to move. I hate it. If I had to move because some of that shit, oh my God, I'd lose my mind. I'd want to kill someone.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. There's all kinds of there's all kinds of things that have happened that are crazier and worse. I've heard horror stories from YouTubers about a lot of things that happen in the real world that they won't talk about. There's like, you know, and not just for like legal reasons, but just, and again, not a, oh, I'll be the next one. Like, cause like, there's just like unhinged people out there.
Well, Chris Hansen just did a whole piece about some guy. He just did a documentary about someone. I forgot what it was called, but it was John Swan covered it first.
I know who
Onision.
Yeah, Onision. Yeah, some of these YouTube beefs have gotten so silly and unhinged, and like, you know, you were seeing everything from like crying breakdowns on YouTube, like breakups and breakdowns, to like, you know, I made it look like I was gonna hurt someone, you know, like, or for a prank video or whatever.
No, but the thing that people don't talk about is it's not even the other YouTubers. It's like there are people in the world that like, because YouTubers, at least there's a public figure there. There's some level of accountability in theory, but like we're talking about like people that you don't know who you are, that are out there in the streets somewhere, and you don't see them coming. You get what I'm saying? So like that's where we'll leave it before we like go any further on that rabbit hole and everything like that. Let's go back to talk about cinematic universes.
Yeah,
Cinematic universe.
Let's talk about something else. Top Nash, this combo is perfect explanation for why I don't use my real identity. Correct, man.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
The bear market is here. Bear market! You're here.
Yeah. But
that's such a funny nickname, dude. That's one of your all-time great nicknames, Amish.
Well, that's his
Bear
character
market.
in your show. Like, I mean, could you not have him on and you guys both?
I do need to bring him on. He's like some Jim Cramer character, but he goes,
yeah.
Welcome to Bear Market.
Bear market.
That would be a great segment to where it's like you're sitting there and you're flipping through the channels, and then it's like, oh, my favorite, like, or something.
Yeah. I mean, you could even call him for advice. You could just call him on the monitor and be like,
no,
Bear
you
market,
call
what do you
into
think?
his show. You call you call into his show on the show.
So, what do you think of this stock?
Buy it.
Welcome to Bear Market.
It is Bear Market. It's like cryptos are us, man. Everything is just crypto's going up. So fear, uncertainty, doubt,
Be
down.
gone,
Crypto going up.
Be gone.
But be gone. Fear, uncertainty, doubt, be gone.
Dude, this convo has been super great, man. I very much enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to just talk to you off air, Roberto.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were so into this stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. It's like, I mean, it's one of those things to where it's like, I mean, a lot of people till recently, even though like I've talked about before, they didn't realize I was super like into like photography until they started seeing me start to post some of my wildlife photos and my prints, and like, you know. It's everybody is layered and they have their thing. I didn't know how much you were into it until you and I started talking about it, and like you started doing stuff with it, and like, you know, we started talking about like that disrespect, and like, so like there's like people have all these little fascinating layers, and then when you get to see what they're passionate about. But I mean, I am a huge nerd. Like I'm like, it's all I like. It's like if I hadn't gotten into like education YouTube, like I might have been a pretty decent like pop culture, nerd culture. Like maybe I would have been like Comics Drake or somebody, or Emergency
I think you like
Awesome,
Quinn's
or-
ideas. It's Quinn's ideas. He does the reviews of Isaac Asimov books. It's so tight. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I'll check them
There's
out.
so many great channels like that though, just reviewing stuff. Amazing.
Well, BookTube is actually really cool. Like people would be surprised at like how popular certain BookTubers are.
Yeah, the creativity is just wild on YouTube. Like you can do really anything. Like you can have your show and then make a whole other universe behind it. Like there's just, I've just seen everything.
Well, it's because it's a truly like, I know people don't believe in meritocracy anymore, but YouTube's pretty damn close. Like bar a few issues, YouTube's pretty damn close.
Agree.
Yeah, and everything like cartoons. Like there's just banger cartoons on here.
And now with YouTube Shorts, people are finding like people who couldn't break through before are finding some love with YouTube Shorts, and like there's people getting out there. And there's a market for so many cool. Like you ever watch this? You ever watch Meat Guy Max?
No.
Oh my God!
I'm
Meat Guy
vegetarian
Max.
though. Is he doing all meat recipes?
Yeah, it's all. Well,
I'll give it a
it's
chance.
short form, highly produced cinematic content around meat, and it's amazing.
What?
Yeah, Meat Guy Max. Take a look. It's mind blowing. It's
I
like
think I was
legit mind blowing, and the edits and the thought, and it's like it's so clean. It's like it's cinematic. Like.
Wait, hold on. We gotta watch a little bit of this, and then we gotta wrap up after this. Hold on.
Sure.
Let's go.
I think I took someone's like
This
YouTube
guy?
class, like free.
When I
YouTube
say
class.
today is going to get crazy, let's get to it.
Incredible steaks, fully functioning tomahawk. This video is a roller coaster,
Yeah.
so buckle up. This is a stunning piece of meat. American Wagyu from Cow Steaks. It's an absolute beast.
Look at this,
Run
dude.
your knife against the small angle. Around 250, low temp means even cooking. No applewood, but we're still cooking low and slow. Okay, tomahawk.
Wow, dude, sick.
Yeah,
It is. It's like it's really good.
Um,
And his shorts, the hard cuts in his shorts, and when he does his shorts content, is even better. It's like that was like a
Right.
regular video, but his YouTube shorts are like really good.
oh,
Yeah,
let
man,
me
I'll
see
check it
this.
out.
Yeah.
There's so much in that remixing. Like, I think I was watching some YouTube class about like how to come up with YouTube channel ideas, and one of their things was like just take two different kind of things. So like cinematic, and then insert blank. It's like it was one of their like angles or whatever.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's huge.
That's PewDiePie, yeah. Like, you know, you can but the thing is there's so many ways to be creative with that. Even in choosing the components of what you remix, kind of like making an interesting dish, making an interesting piece of food. It's about like, well, what are my components? What are my ingredients? But then your process, not everyone can have the same ingredients, but then what's your process? How are you preparing it? How are you cooking it? What spices are you using? And then even, is there performance art in the cooking itself? Is there a performance in the preparation of the food? Like that's the thing that becomes really interesting, is just this creativity, this unfathomable amount of creativity where, I mean, we have the tools to do almost anything.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it.
That's
I think that's a good way to wrap it. Yo,
That is a good way
we
to wrap
got
it, yeah.
it's
Thanks, man.
12:30, so we got to wrap it.
Yeah, we
Amish,
gotta wrap
it's
it.
1:30 over there.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you as always.
you,
Thanks for
Habibis.
hearing me out. Y'all were all my therapists tonight. Congratulations. Y'all got to walk me through.
Yo,
Give me some
sounds
help.
by
Appreciate
I
it.
$2.
Oh,
Hodl
thank you.
to Zilla. Let's wrap it up. HODL.
Oh, thanks, man, Dad. Thanks,
Okay.
Sounds. Bye-bye. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. We will see you in the next episode. See ya.
Peace. Love you, baby.